Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vigil, Wildemount Chronicles, one of two programs that alternates here on our Wednesday night proficiency bonus channel. Before we get started, I've got a couple of announcements for you, so strap in, baby. First of all, we just want to say a big thank you to our awesome sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. Little Dragon, let me get the little chat prompt up. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. You can check out their Twitter at Little Dragon Co. 1 to stay updated on all their awesome products and use that coupon code PROBONUS. That's PROBONUS when you head over to littledragoncorp.com and you'll get 10% off of your order. As for Cardboard Castle Games, they are a lovely game store local to the Evans, Georgia area. Please give them your patronage if you find yourself there or check them out online. And also, please don't forget to check out our other games. The schedule is posted below the Twitch video feed, and we also have a chat command prompt for that. If you want to do that, we stream every day here on Probo. We got games for several of the major published 5th edition modules, as well as some homebrew games. And some of our games feature systems beyond Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So hopefully we've got something up your alley, whether it's like, the Fantasy Flight, Star Wars, or I believe now Shadowrun also uses the Fantasy Flight system. There's so much stuff. Just check it out. There's so much stuff. We also have a community Discord with public channels now, which I believe was put into the chat by Kristy. Thank you, Kristy. But there's also a banner button below the Twitch page that'll link you to it. And we also offer subscriber games for folks who subscribe to our Twitch. So you can sign up to play in games that are held monthly by our talented DMs. And we'll be dropping more info for that in the community Discord, so it's double the reason to join and vibe with us. Additionally, thank you to Adrian Von Ziegler for some of the music that we use here on Wednesday nights. He's a very talented composer with great content usage rules. You can check out his YouTube and his Patreon, and please support him if you can. Kristy, Mystic Hour.
Mystic Hour has been a little iffy lately, but I should be back next week with Dragon Age. Unfortunately, we haven't caught up, but we will be finishing Dragon Age soon. Tomorrow, however, we have another episode of Star Wars, so come hang out tomorrow, Thursday evening, for sure. The cliffhanger conclusion of Star Wars! We might die, we might not, it's
People
fine.
might be dying tomorrow, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, you guys sound like you're really very dying.
Yeah, we're really very dying.
It's not looking good.
It's not great. But come watch us die or watch us live. You never know.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any other announcements that they would like to put out there before I pass things over to Derek?
We might be having a surprise in the coming weeks on Wildemount.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for that. I'm not going to give away what that might be or anything, but might have a little surprise. So
there's some stuff in the works.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for some interesting changes here to our Vigil Wildemount game. Other than that, Derek, I'm gonna pass it over to you officially.
All right. So, last time we played, the Iron Line Company was on a mission by a friend of Tremayne's that was sent to look for a strange building that just appeared randomly in the Karaska jungle outside of Nicodranus. The party made their way to Nicodranus and found their guide and quickly made their way through the jungle. With some perils through the jungle, few of our party members may have gotten cursed by a strange fog that seems to be created by some kind of weird individual that was connected to a tree and was only half a torso, and it was just all strange, very hard to explain. But eventually they made their way into the temple, found that the temple had been attacked by some body or some group of individuals that unfortunately killed most of the people that were calling the sanctuary home. And they also found a brass dragon that was also slain in this attack. But before they were able to escape, Zach actually was able to gain a glimpse at one of the individuals that orchestrated this attack before they vanished. But they looted the remaining room, which was held a lot of valuables. It seems like it was almost like a vault kind of thing. And Dumka found a strange amulet that was burned its way out of this dragon's neck. And through a short rest, attuned to this, which then burned into his neck. Left him exhausted from the experience, but gave him some interesting new abilities. Then, the next day, they found an actual survivor in the temple above. Seems the individual was hiding from the people that were attacking. A small dragonborn child by the name of Volrek has seemed to join the party for the time being. That is where we picked up after the group left the sanctuary, buried the child's parents, and standing in the courtyard. So, the game is yours. What would you all like to do?
I have something from the start because I was going through. Thankfully, Dumka takes good notes.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to say, if you haven't yet, we actually did split up the gold in the chest because, according to my notes, we filled it with books. Right.
Yeah,
so
because I think yeah.
So, that chest had 537 gold, which means that divided amongst 4 people is 134 gold with 1 extra gold coin left over.
I shall
just
add
because,
that.
Yeah. So, make sure you add that because some of us are poor.
Couldn't be me.
And it's because we didn't want to leave it because the books were written in like a pre-modern, like an ancient Draconic. It wasn't like modern Draconic, so we were gonna see if Shashay could translate them. So we piled like all the books into this chest, and we've been carrying it out. Notes.
They come in handy.
Da-da-ba-da-ba-ba. So
yeah,
if someone wants to add 135,
I'll do it.
Take it. Yeah, be the Dumka. Dumka notes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you got 1 more extra gold there.
We've
But
got a
you know-
Game Master inspiration redeemed.
Not on this
Eric
one.
worked hard, and he deserves
do
it.
something. Look at him smiling.
He was threatening us before
Doing something.
with fantasy violence.
You gotta sow some seeds of, worry in your players before game starts.
No, we ain't farming. We ain't sowing nothing. All right.
So everybody, you all are standing in the courtyard, and Volrek is kind of still just standing over the graves a little bit, and it seems like he's saying his last goodbyes, but then turns back to you and just like looks at you all, just doesn't say anything, just kind of like seeing what you all are going to do.
We have a guide that is waiting for us. He should be able to take you, all of us, back to Nicodranas. Do you know Nicodranas?
He shakes his head no.
Okay. Do you know the Menagerie Coast?
I'm afraid I do not.
Well, it is very beautiful. Have you ever seen the ocean before?
No.
Right. Well, he's only going to be waiting for us for, I believe, 1 more day, so we should see if we can find him.
follow you all, I guess.
Did we?
What?
Never mind.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, you know what?
What?
Did we give this kid a weapon? Because there are
No.
creatures in the woods? No, okay. I don't have a dagger, but I will hand the kid a torch.
Okay.
And say, wait, well, there are some strange beasts in the forest between here and our guide, so, if anything tries to bite you, we'll try to stop it. But if we can't stop it, hit it with this. And I will, light the torch for him.
He takes the torch. Sure, I can do that.
Why don't you, stay close to me and my big friend here. And I'll point to, Reksha.
Wave.
Yeah, he just stands there, tries to kind of smile, but you can see that it's kind of hard for him at this moment, but trying to put up a front, basically. So.
Alright. Let's see if we can navigate our way back to our guide. Can someone help me hold the chest?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Alright. I get on one. I pick up the handle on one side, and you can get it on the other side. And
Okay.
let's get out of here.
You all start making your way through the jungle. Who wants to take lead for me and make a survival check?
I can do
Sure. Zach, go ahead and make me a survival check then to see if you can find your way back towards where you said you would find your guide.
it. This
Yeah?
is par for the course.
Uh-huh.
That's a 1 for a 5 total.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, this is par for the course.
Mm-hmm. So you spend a good hour, 2 hours walking through this jungle, and after a while, it just seems like you've seen this rock before.
Shit.
And this tree also looks familiar. It has this gash mark in it, like some kind of creature from a claw made a gash in this tree, and you're almost certain that you've seen this before too. So it seems like you're going in circles. And you are moving slower because you're carrying two of your individuals are carrying a chest through not a super dense jungle, but still can hinder movement a little bit. So
any of ya want to help take point? I can't find his trail.
Would it help if you had more of a bird's eye view?
Potentially.
Come here. Give me your hand.
Alright.
Joy buzzer. Twin cast fly.
Oh shit. That could work.
All right.
you said you're twin casting it? Who else are you casting it on?
Me.
Okay.
I just want to be able to, if I feel
Gotcha.
I
Yes,
can
use
so that
the
I can
sorcery
float
points,
off
please.
the ground and not have to carry the chest as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You-
Zach, you fly up through the trees out through the canopy. I will say you can have advantage on this roll if you would like, since you have a clear view of the horizon.
Stoic.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, thank
Uh-huh.
13! Jesus Christ!
Hello. Okay, there we go. Mic wasn't working. 13's better than 5, so you know at least you're walking towards the edge of the forest at this point. So you're heading in the direction that you came from, at least.
I would just like to say that I rolled a theoretical perception check for my fighter who has a -2 to perception. I rolled a natural 19, which is not an actual roll that I'm using, but I just want to put that out there.
I'm rolling like shit. It's great.
You as you float back down through the canopy, you with a new look on the surroundings, start leading the group in the right direction this time. Mm-hmm. However, you did lose 2 hours of daylight, but you are now heading in the right direction. Right. But another 3-4 hours goes by, and you get the sense that at this point you would be getting close to where you left your friend, your guide. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you said that you were going to kind of try and signal him somehow?
That's right. I was going to shoot something up into the air.
Like a firebolt or something?
Yeah, I was going to shoot, I guess, a chromatic orb, because I don't have a firebolt. It's low range. So, yeah. Okay. I guess we're just gonna do another spell. We'll shoot a fiery chromatic orb straight into the sky.
So you look for a opening in the canopy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming at least you can shoot it through the trees if you like, but
that's one way to get attention.
Just saying, you might be in a little bit more danger. You might be just causing your own deaths, and I won't have to do anything.
But yeah. Always start to burn for us. So.
Now the dice will do that for us.
You cast your spell up into the air. Hopefully someone sees it. Let's see here. Okay. Are you all staying in the area that you sent the spell off, or what's the plan? Or are you gonna keep moving?
I'll fly up to where
this flight spell is gone. It's been 3 or 4 hours since then.
Oh, right, that's right. Never mind. Then no, I just stay and wait.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. This is what happens
again if you wanted.
No. Don't waste it. We'll wait for we'll hopefully he saw it.
So about 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass. You start to think to yourself, maybe he didn't see the signal. And then you start to hear some rustling of grass and trees nearby. And you hear a familiar voice of Razor, the halfling gentleman that has this green cloak, like a duster almost, and this wide brim hat that just folds up on the sides. Similar to a cowboy hat, but a little bit more floppy. But he steps
he have
through.
Shoes now, or is he still barefoot?
No, he does not have any shoes. No, he's not going to magically have shoes randomly now. But thanks for checking. But as he appears, it's very good to see you all still alive. I thought you might have had good luck since the fog seems to have vanished. I'm assuming that was you that fixed that?
Oh yeah, we fixed that like very quick. Most of our time was spent in the temple, which was a completely separate issue from the fog.
So you know how I said that there was tribes in the jungle, correct? Mm-hmm. Well, one of them may have found me. It's he, and he kind of like looks behind him and says, "It's okay. These are the people I was talking about." And you see, step forward, a relatively large there's a few of them behind him that steps out behind trees. One is a tabaxi that has very leopard-like coat with the dots and all that kind of like look to it. They're wearing very light clothing. They're not like wearing your typical clothing you would wear in cities. Standing next to this person is another cat-like individual, but instead of being like more of a slender form of like a tabaxi, this more muscular and also has a big mane of hair like a lion. That they step forward and, is this true that you're the ones that cleared the forest of the fog that was plugging it?
Yes, we did.
Yes, that was us. You're welcome. It seems like it was probably a big problem.
Yes, it was cutting off some of our hunting ground. So on the behalf of the Twilight Strand, we thank you for your service.
Thank you for the 10 gold.
You
My
say
name-
to the tabaxi holding your
No.
hand out.
What do you mean? I didn't give you 10 gold.
No, chat did.
Yeah. As this individual, this is the lion individual speaking to you. He steps forward. My name, you can call me Stripe. I am one of the hunters of our village, of our tribe. And if you would accept, I think some of the elders would enjoy meeting the people that helped rid our jungle of that threat.
I said Stripe is the one with the mane.
Yes, he's the lion-looking individual.
And they called themselves the
Twilight Strand.
Twilight Strand.
And I mean, if you refuse, then that is okay too. You can be on your way. Just I thought we could offer a place to stay for the night and some food
Well,
as thanks.
what direction would that be in?
If it is along the way, then I would much prefer to sleeping in a tent. No offense, Resort.
Mhm.
Oh no, and taken. I would also I would like to sleep on a bed or something equivalent. Stripe speaks up and it's not too far away from here. I'm assuming you are heading outside of the jungle somewhere. May I ask where? So I know the direction that you're heading.
Headed back to Nicodranus.
Well, we are a little bit more north than that, but if you want, we can lead you, help you out of the jungle tomorrow or the day after, depending on if you wanted to stay longer.
Yeah, perhaps a bit of help might be needed.
Yeah, probably a good idea, if you don't mind.
I would never want to deny hospitality.
Yeah.
I think we all need a little bit of a rest, and I kind of look at the kid.
This is when Rizor actually notices you have a new companion also. Oh, who's this little guy? He wasn't with you when you left?
No, survivor. Only one that we found, unfortunately.
Oh. I am sorry to hear that. But it's nice of you to at least take him in and not leave him there. Speaks on your
Obviously.
character.
Well,
Some individuals wouldn't.
well, those
I know some of them.
Monsters, aren't they?
That is very true.
Lead
Well,
the way.
As you say that, Stripe kind of does this whistle and you actually see movement up in the trees above also, as 3 more of these tabaxis kind of just use their claws and slide down the trees, and leaving these slash marks down the trees as they glide down to the floor, all carrying longbows.
You know what? That is really cool. I wish I had claws like that so I could climb a tree. It's very nice.
I
does-
look at my
it
dragon
quite-
hand and I'm
It
like,
quite helps.
Yeah, you have shit.
Yeah.
But do I want to break a nail though?
it takes so long to manicure.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you have Stripe and his company will lead you through the jungle for about an hour to their village or tribe. And if you wanted to do any role playing in that time, now would be the chance to do that. If not, we'll just skip forward.
Do these tabaxi, in their patterning, do any of them have those gray lines that we've seen on some of the animals?
Make
when we were
a
going through the fog?
make a perception check.
Da-da-da-da-da. 14.
14. As you were talking with Stripe, he did not, and the individual behind him did not have any of these gray stripes that you saw on the creatures from the fog. The 3 individuals that dropped down from the trees were a little bit harder to see when they were coming down, but as you're walking, you get better looks at them, and it doesn't seem like any of them also they don't have any lines or anything like that.
Okay. Just me thinking, damn, his name is Stripe. Could it? You never know.
No, it's a valid.
Stripe's
that's a valid
the big
logic
bad!
leap. Valid logic leap.
So, an hour passes of travel, and it actually speeds up the travel a little bit, because it seems they, of course, know the way that they're going. So, you get a little bit farther through the jungle with them. But as you step through this kind of opening, you see a relatively big tree sitting in the middle of this opening, and you see going up of it, about 50 feet up in the air, is a platform that is built around the tree, and then like a bridge, wooden bridge, goes off to the other side, another tree and another platform, and it goes off. There's about 3 or 4 of these that you can see at this moment that makes up the central hub of individuals that are living here. As you're looking around, on the ground floor, there is a large fire pit that looks like to be a communal place where they cook their spoils from their hunts and different things like that. There is also some small huts on the ground also, that they're not all up in the trees. But as you look around, you see probably 20 more tabaxi, a few more of these individuals that have more of a lion appearance, and they're more bulky too. They have the thicker fur and like the hardier bodies, it looks like. But they all just going about their business as you all step through the clearing. Stripe kind of raises his hand up, and it seems like the guards that were keeping watch have, as soon as they see him, let down their bows and kind of just give him a nod as you all walk into this clearing. He turns around and says, well, welcome to the Twilight Strand. This is our small little tribe that we have here. Try to keep to ourselves if we can, but welcome. It's been a long time since we've had guests, so.
Thank you so much for allowing us into your home. It is very kind of you.
It's been
I think it's
quite
the
a while
least.
since I found myself in a tribe a really long time.
Oh, are you from a similar group of people like this?
Yes, though I left when I was really small, so I don't quite remember much about it.
Some people do. That is okay too. But let me show you around. And the other 4 individuals that was with him, they all kind of split off in their own directions, going off, and you see them going off to talk to a few other people to do like work that they might have been assigned. But Stripe walks with you and leads you over to the fire pit. And you see that there's a few people here starting to get the night meal ready, and they're starting to make the fire, starting to cook, and it looks like there's some kind of large deer or elk, some kind of large creature that they're starting to cook over this fireplace.
I'm gonna elbow Reksha really quick and just be like, do you think they're cooking it right?
Are they
To
cooking
be
it
honest,
right? For what they have, like, does it look like it's being cooked well?
Are you proficient in cooking utensils by any chance?
I am proficient in
Go ahead and make a cooking utensils check then for me.
Damn, thanks for welcoming us into your home. Ooh, that could use a little...
A roll. What is it for with a check like that?
Let's say this would be wisdom plus proficiency since you're proficient with it.
Okay, then I rolled an 18.
Oh, 18 total?
Yeah.
I mean, for what they have, they look like they know what they're doing. I mean, it's probably not going to be as gourmet, I should say, as what maybe like you have made in the past or you've had in the past, but it looks like it's going to be a good meal.
Plastic living.
Yeah, exactly.
For what they're working with out here, it looks like it's perfectly adequate.
yes, but adequate is not. It's getting a little bit harder to eat anything, but that's not your cooking. You make very good food, Reksha, and I just want you to know that. And I mean, this smells good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. There's some sort of spice that you use in a lot of stuff, and it just don't smell it here. You know.
Well,
I'm like, and I'm saying this quietly. I'm not saying so Stripe can answer.
Make a stealth check then for me.
Just right in his face. Just like they're cooking.
That's so funny. I'm
Stripe
not.
is right there. What's the total?
23. Wait. I have to. Wait, okay, hold on. Is this a dex-based stealth check?
Yeah.
Because then I have disadvantage.
Because of does the armor?
It's not. No, your armor's not affecting your mouth.
So just a regular
Yeah,
like,
you're fine.
stealth check? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
23.
Yeah, you're fine. Your armor is not, unless you have, like an armor mouth guard or something that would
I just
clang
have
when
a
you're talking.
megaphone attached to me at all times.
Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about the disadvantage.
No.
It actually doesn't. It doesn't seem like Stripe has noticed, or at least isn't acknowledging what you're saying at the moment. So,
Reksha will smile and be like, "Well, a cook never reveals their secrets, but I'll be sure to make you something when we get back."
Thank you, my
when
friend.
that's when you actually arrive at the this fire pit, and Stripe speaks up. So this is where our chef Sapphire prepares the food, and you see a female tabaxi working and moving some wood, kind of like messing with the meat that's hung up. And as she looks up, you understand why her name is Sapphire, because her eyes are very blue. But as you continue on past this, you go to a few of the other buildings, and he motions. This is where Sapphire is also one of our crafters. She works with a lot of the herbs. This is her hut where she does some of her work.
Mm.
Then he leads you.
A multifaceted woman, many skills.
Yeah, she that's why our food has such good flavor to it. She's, like I said, she's very good with the herbs. But and then he leads you up a bridge that arcs up. 1 second.
Kristy, just so you know, I forgot I didn't have my mic plugged in, so I don't know if that affects the stream audio at all, but I plugged my mic in.
Sorry about that.
We heard you this entire time. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Stripe leads you up a walkway up to a platform where you see a individual standing there that it's a tabaxi gentleman. Looks a little bit older than some of the other ones, and his coat has like an orangish red to it, almost like a tiger-like coat. As Stripe approaches, he kind of gives a small bow and motions. Flame, this is the individuals that seem to have cured the fog that was plaguing us. I figured we could show them some hospitality of a meal and maybe helping them on their way tomorrow. This individual that he called Flame looks over at all of you. That is, seems like a good idea to me. I would like to extend my thanks. I am one of the elders of this tribe, and it was a great that you have lifted from us. So at least we could do is treat you to a nice meal and a place to stay. So please make yourselves at home. Food will be done, I believe, in around an hour or so.
We greatly appreciate your hospitality.
Of course. But again, he kind of motions you back down the walkway, and as Stripe turns around, and so if there's anything else you would like to know or talk about, we can
have a question.
Sit down and discuss. Yes?
You are like a hunter?
Yes,
I am.
I am one of the main hunters of this tribe, yes.
Right, and that fog that impacted your ability to feed your people. And it was for about a month?
I believe so, yes.
Did you or any of your hunters bring any creatures back to be consumed by the tribe from the area with the fog?
We did not. Once we saw some of the animals leaving, we noticed that there was something strange and off about them. We didn't know what it was, so we didn't dare bring it back to the tribe just in case something was wrong with them.
Good thought.
Right, there was the weird things going on with
the stripes.
Yes, the gray lines. I don't know what that was, so
when we were heading through the woods in the area that was foggy, did we see any creatures, like, specifically, like, did they still have the stripes? Like, now that it was like a day since we cleared the fog?
You've seen a few animals making your way back through, and it seems like either these are new animals in the area, or it has cleared up. One of the two, so.
Well, from what we saw, many of the animals seem to be doing better now that the fog is gone, but you may still want to be careful hunting in that area. They were acting as if they were not of a clear mind.
Yes, we will definitely keep an eye out when we're heading out hunting again. But I appreciate the caution.
It was as if this fog, it was coming from like a strange, I do not know whether to say like a man or a creature. It was like a man with no legs that seemed to like grow out of this the
Please
the
don't.
husk of the stump of a fallen tree. When it fell, the fog dissipated.
You
have
see
any-
him. You see him start to think to himself, and I do not know of anything like that. I think if anybody was to know here, like any information about that, you might seek out one of the other elders. I can point them out to you at mealtime. But their name is Flight.
Right.
And they're one of our eldest here, so they might know something more that I do not. But
Dumka's like half listening. He keeps on looking over his shoulder at like various people with bows, and
I was gonna say
polite.
you just feel like people are just staring at you the whole time.
Yeah.
So
His inherent nature of wanting to be polite to people is conflicting with what if these people want the lifeblood? My lifeblood. What if they want to kill me for it? Do they know? What if they know?
I'm sorry, I had another knock on my door.
No, you're good. I guess like if we're kind of just like vibing, just like chilling.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. It's been a while since but I'll turn to Reksha and say, so I know you mentioned that you did not necessarily live with a tribe for very long, but that tree stump person, you also have never seen anything like that in your time out in the wilds, right? A person growing out of a tree. I mean, I know you can do some interesting things, but I don't. Just double checking that this is. You're muted.
The woods where I come from have some pretty dangerous creatures, but I don't think I've ever run into anything like that.
Okay. Okay. That is good to know, but also concerning because it means that we have no leads.
Why don't we all find some nice place to all sit together and wait for food?
Do they have?
Bossy?
Do they?
I am sorry.
Hello?
Wait, but I want to be respectful to these people, but we also do not know these people. I don't want to wander around and
Alright, yeah, we can find someone.
upset them or something. That is all.
Let's find somewhere to sit and wait for dinner, I suppose.
I'm sure they have a library or two back in Nicodranas that we could look into information.
I don't like to read books. I'm too pretty.
Thank you.
Well, lucky for both of you, I am quite fond of reading books, so I will handle it.
I mean, if you want someone to help you read books, oh my god, I can help you read books. It's just, it takes a lot of time, especially when the words are very small.
You all find a nice place to sit down amongst yourselves, and as you all are looking around, it's actually not just Dumka that feels eyes watching him, because indeed most of the individuals here are always just taking small glances at you because they don't have visitors. So this is something new and exciting for them also.
Derek,
Yes.
may I do an insight check to see if maybe I can, like, point out that, like, if there's an elder healer?
Sure. This. Let's see. I don't know if this would be insight. This would probably be perception.
Sure, I can do that too.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go with my goth.
Zach is like, get Tremayne fixed immediately.
That's 17 plus 7.
After a little while, you do notice another elderly individual walking around the fire pit, like kind of seeming like they're trying to tell Sapphire what to do with the meat, and it seems like Sapphire's just kind of like shrugging off this individual, as it seems like they already know what they're doing. You know, kind of like a grandma will do to a mother that was cooking dinner now that the mother is one cooking dinner, kind of thing. But it seems like this individual is just walking around, and you've seen 2 individuals that were of this age, and everybody else is a little younger. You have seen a variety of ages, of course, but out of the people that you've seen, these 2 are definitely the oldest people that you've seen in this village. So you get a sense that this might be another elder.
All right.
Now, being a healer, you're not sure of, but you do see another person that could be an elder that may or may not be able to.
All right. I'll just
do
keep an
magical
eye.
healing. So yeah.
All right.
But as you all are sitting there, Rizor and your new Dragonborn friend both also sit down, and they're both just watching the events of this village going on, and especially Valeric seems very fascinated with the fact that this whole surrounding thing. It looks like maybe he hasn't spent much time with like a big group of individuals. So this is like very new and exciting to him. And it seems like it's lifting his spirits a little bit after
He was like 15, 16, right?
Yeah.
He seems like he's maybe later teens. So
How much you guys want to bet that he has never even left that temple?
But we don't
$2.
Do we know where the temple came from though?
You know, we could probably ask him.
Yeah, this is kind of we didn't get a chance to ask, I don't think, but we were also like, your parents are dead right there.
Right, so we wanted to give him time. I still feel like we should give him the night, like give him a day before we start questioning about where he's from.
Gonna grill the kid.
Yeah, no, I don't think grilling the kid here of all, like, let him enjoy this moment.
Has he given any care towards the fact that we were like lugging out? Like, he doesn't know that we have the paintings and stuff because it's in the bag of holding, but does he give any care to the fact that we were lugging out a bunch of books and like one of the chests from the vault?
You can make an insight check if you like.
I'd like.
Thank you, chat,
19.
for the Zach Bardic Inspiration.
Thanks.
19.
Sir, 19.
Yeah, has he ever like gone near it or?
He's looked at it, but it doesn't necessarily. Either he doesn't care or he's never seen this chest before.
Oh.
But he has looked at it. He's looked at it, and you can get the sense that he figures it's from the sanctuary, but he hasn't shown any like disdain to you or your group that you have it.
If no one else has anything to do right now, I'd like to talk to him briefly for just a bit.
Sure.
Do you mind if I just like loom in the corner and listen?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's gonna be in Draconic to try and make him comfortable.
Do I know?
Yeah, I'll sit by him and just make sure that, like, I'll pass him
Alright.
my water skin and just make sure he has the water, and then I'm just gonna go vibe with Reksha.
he'll take the water skin and take a few sips, close it, and set it next to him.
Since I'm not gonna understand Draconic, can I at least try and insight check his body language on how he's reacting to the conversation?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you go. You can go ahead and roll, but just keep it to yourself for now.
Sure.
Okay.
Have fun.
So Dumka will come over if there's like a spot, kind of, and I will say in Draconic, right from the get go to try and like be like, hey, I can speak your language a little bit. I'll be like, is the seat open? Free?
He looks up to you and doesn't necessarily seem surprised that you can speak Draconic, but he'll respond in Draconic, and I don't believe so. You're more than welcome to have it.
Thank you. I will sit, and this is in one part so that Dumka can look casual while he watches all these people. I don't feel like I'm not too afraid of a child. Too afraid.
Child stabs you. No, I'm just-
I figured maybe it would be easier to talk like this, no?
It really doesn't matter to me. I'm used to speaking in Draconic and in Common, so it's not whatever is easier for you.
Well, I'm guessing that all of the people here, I know that my companions do not understand, and I'm going to guess that these folk do not. So we can just speak freely with each other. You've probably had a long day. I wanted to just I wanted to show you something that I found, because perhaps maybe you're the only person who would know.
I'll just take, because I think I have. The scroll was just pictures, right? With all of the 6-page manuscript that had like different dragons.
It was just pictures and the names underneath the dragons.
All right. So I want to get one of the one book that I had been looking at to try and pick out the ancient Draconic, and I wanted to hand it over to him, just one of them, and I wanted to say, I learned to speak this, but this seems older. I do not even fully understand the words. Is this something that you were taught? Is this something that you know? To read this?
As you're having this conversation, he hasn't really looked at you the whole time. He's been kind of scanning, like looking at the other individuals. But as you hand out this book to him, he looks over at a glance at it. No, I was just learning how to read it. I'm sorry.
I mean, even a little bit is more than me. Treat me like a child. Does any of it, any words at all? Try.
He takes the book from you, looks at it, spends a good minute or so just staring at it, and just closes the book and just puts it on the ground next to you. I'm sorry, I don't.
That's okay. You know, sometimes we learn things and we can't recall them. At first, I have to write a lot of things down. Why don't you keep it?
I don't really have a use for it. I think you should keep it.
All right. Pick it up off the ground. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at talking to people that are younger than me. That is true.
It's okay.
Well, at least the fire is comfortable.
And I lean back and I stretch my legs out and I kick my boots off to try and be like, I'm getting very comfortable.
You see him, as you're stretching out, you see him actually glance at your hand. The one that, of course, has the scales. And it's just a quick glance at it and then looks away back at the other individuals in the village. Doesn't say anything, but...
Is there something that you want to ask me?
I was told it's impolite to ask about certain things that are different about people, so...
That is probably a very good lesson in respect. But I am giving you permission. What is it that you wanted to ask?
Why do you have scales like me, but only on parts of you?
I was born with them. I was very, very different from all of the other children where I grew up. And I grew up very far away from here. My father says it is because I am special. That this is from perhaps something from a very long time ago. I do not fully know myself, but I would like to know, and I plan on figuring it out. But it is just me.
Thank you for sharing. I was just curious.
Of course. Curiosity is not a bad thing. If you have more things that you want to ask me in the future, you should let me know. It is going to be a couple days' journey before we can see Nicodranas, but I think you are going to like what you see. Especially if all of this fascinates you in any way. Definitely so.
I do look forward to it. Thank you. You see him give a deep, sigh of relief and just doesn't say anything, sits there and quiet unless you say something else to him, and just people watches.
Oh, yeah, I'll sit with him. I kick my leggies. I feel like from Zach's perspective, without knowing what Kristy rolled, I feel like there's been a lot of instances like this where because Dumka was a troublemaker. But I feel like maybe Zach has seen a lot of moments where, maybe not with children, though he loves to goof off because he's a goof, but with teens, just sort of a lot of moments where maybe he's been caught kind of being like, hey, look, I know it's fun to steal the apple from the market, but here's a coin, but go pay for it. That kind of stuff. So this is probably just another one of those connecting with the youth.
So Zach, Well, what did you roll on your insight check as you were watching their body language?
I messaged you, but it's a 26
Oh, did you?
speech.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I have my
No,
do
you're
not
good.
disturb on.
You're good. You're
What?
good.
So,
20.
yes, I mean, you know, she's always so insightful.
That's Kristy Meech.
Yep. As you were there watching, studying the body language and just the general tone of his voice, when he was shown the book and saw the language, you sensed that he got a little upset, maybe sad, because it seems like he was telling the truth, at least. Well, you wouldn't know that, but whatever he was saying at that time, he was telling the truth, and he just it hit him where old memories. It seems like he's still trying to put on a strong demeanor, but is also showing some signs of breaking at some points. But it's very hard to tell, and it seems like he's very good at hiding it. But yeah, that's what you get from their insight check. Did anybody else want to do anything before dinner is ready? So, Stripe will walk back up to you, and as dinner is served, you see Sapphire, kind of similar to what Stripe did in the jungle, lets out this loud whistle. Kind of signifies that food is ready, and you see some people coming out of tents, some huts, some people walking down the walkways, all over towards the fire pit. And Stripe walks over and says, well, hopefully you're hungry. The food is ready, and if hopefully it's okay, but I made some plates for you all, just so you got a good choice of the meat before all the scavengers.
Does he seem like he's being honest, or did he poison us?
Site check.
I would like to try, just because I'm nervous about these people, and I would like to make the same check if
Sure.
that's all right.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh wow, I actually rolled pretty well. -2, that's an 11.
And 15
Okay.
for me.
You don't know Stripe very well, or his like mannerisms and stuff like that, but I mean, it seems like he's telling the truth, and you
Wait
don't
to
see
that meat.
you don't see any reason why he would lie to you at this point. But he walks over and takes a few plates off of a side table that he had prepared and hands each one of you a plate of food. Looks like there is a slice of meat on it, a very good portion. Also what looks like some kind of greens from the jungle. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly they were, but you have a plate of food. Rizor, just without even thinking, is just like digging in to this food, just no care in the world. As he's just standing there, not even sitting down or anything. Because there's not really a table, like there's no communal like table sitting area here. It seems like everybody gets a plate of food and then either sits on the ground and eats in their lap, or they go back to their homes, that kind of thing. It's more like a community
Grab and
like
go.
picnic. Yeah, kind of, yeah. So, but
Come get
Rizor
your
is
juice.
just Rizor is just standing there, just like eating away. And same with Volrek. He picks up the food and kind of smells it at first, tries a piece of the meat, and continues to eat afterwards. It doesn't seem like he touches the greens though.
Of course not.
But we'll have food. Stripe will
Good.
also. Yeah, it's actually really well made for just being over a like campfire time kind of thing. It's actually pretty good. It's well seasoned.
Look, we already know I could do better.
Maybe a little bit more salty than you're used to, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I love this music. It makes me feel so safe. I got Dumka's real anxiety.
Completely.
Yeah.
But no,
So-
if it's good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it tastes like I said, it's surprisingly good for being cooked over a fire pit. So, I mean, some of the outsides might be a little bit more like charred than something you used to, but it's pretty good. But as you're eating, Stripe, of course, he sits down and motions you all to sit down if you would like with him. And so, how are you enjoying your visit so far? I've been kind of keeping an eye on you. It seems like you've been kind of keeping to yourselves, but what do you think so far?
I mean, the place is incredible, yeah.
You have a lovely home.
This is quite nice. Thank you.
Well, it's not bad either.
I'm sure Sapphire would love to hear that.
You know, I have to wonder, living out here in the jungle all the time. Strange tree stump people aside, do you ever perhaps have to do battle with any fearsome creatures? Anything beyond the regular beasts of the jungle?
I mean, we deal with your occasional giant spider that makes its way out of the mountains.
Right, yeah, we faced one that could kind of poof all around.
Yes, the blue ones.
Mm.
Yeah, those are an interesting creature, to say the least. I'm gonna be honest here, they're not very tasty either. So if we kill them, we normally just leave them alone.
Their gimmick is interesting, but they are far too squishy.
Oh.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, you look like you are much stronger than that wouldn't be an issue. It was not an issue for us. So come on, what is something really terrifying? Tell us a good story, something that you fought.
Oh boy.
I would also love to know.
Thank you for the player inspiration for Reksha, for just in case there's more blue spoofing spiders.
Oh,
See,
that's the first time I've ever gotten something.
typically we aren't going out looking for a fight. We kill for necessity or as defense. We don't typically go looking for a fight. If we can avoid it and they're not going to cause any issues for our people, we tend to leave them alone.
Mm.
I suppose that makes sense, but then surely if you try to leave them alone and you can climb these trees with your claws, then you have a good idea of what might lurk below and how to get away from it.
There is a few more beasts in the jungle that are black feline creatures with these spine tentacle things coming out of their back, and they always have a blur to them. We typically try and stay away from them unless they provoke us.
What?
Some of our it's like you know how you can cross your eyes, and he crosses his eyes to show what it looks like when he crosses his eyes. How it kind of gets your vision gets blurry. It's kind of like that, but always it seems like their form has this innate presence to it. It's very strange, but we try and avoid them at all costs. They're very dangerous. A lot of hunters have lost their lives to them if they're not careful. But other than that, I mean, there's your occasional big cat or wolf or boar, bear, that kind of thing. We don't, like I said, we tend to stay away from this really dangerous things, and those things tend to stay away from us also.
Are there other peoples in the jungle? Other tribes?
There are a few other tribes. We don't have much contact with them, unfortunately. We haven't. We are a private people, but they are more. They're more the ones that would just attack on sight anybody that doesn't belong in the jungle.
So then I guess it's good that our companion ran into you and not them.
Indeed.
Chaos.
He looks over at Rizor and says, "Yeah, if I am afraid that if he would have ran into any of them, he might not be here." So.
You hear that, Rizor?
You see, he looks up with a mouthful of food and, yeah, He kind of just like shakes a hand at you. It just seems like he's really enjoying this food. But after dinner, all three of the elders would like to speak with you. He points up to the top of the main big tree that's here, that you walked up and saw Flame was standing at the top of. They would like to meet and say thanks to the people that helped the jungle. So hopefully that is okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, enjoy your food then. No rush. Just whenever you're done, I will take you up there. And he sits there and continues to eat his food. As if you all want to make some small talk or anything like that, go right ahead. But if not, you enjoy a meal. He takes everybody's plates, sets them on a table, and leads you up to the top of this tree and into a tent, and holds the curtain that is the doorway open, and you see 3 chairs, kind of like thrones, but less extravagant. And it seems like these are actually made of like a mixture of wood and like bones of different kinds of creatures. But you see Flame sitting there. You see the individual Zach noticed also sitting there, kind of like this individual, an older female tabaxi. Her fur is starting to gray a lot, and as she even is sitting there, she has this kind of like hunch to her, and she's just sitting there with like the small little like hunch, leaning forward a little bit. But in the middle of the other ones is another tabaxi, a little bit younger than the other 2, but still aged. You see that some of his black fur is starting to gray along the mouth, the eyes, some of the nose, and he is just sitting there speaking as you enter, and they all look up to you. Flame and Stripe has told us a lot about you. My name, you can call me 3. And he motions over, Flame, and then this over here on my other side is Flight. We would like to graciously thank you for the deed that you did our tribe, and if there's anything we can do to ease your journey out of the jungle, we would be happy to oblige. Or if there's anything else, all you have to do is ask. as he looks at you all, like, expectingly for someone to speak up.
Question. This might not qualify if I'm overstepping. Do you have a healer here?
He actually looks over to Flight, and she looks up at you. Yes. What kind of healing do you require?
I kind of look at Tremayne up and down.
She looks over at Tremayne.
I do not notice.
Did you? Do we have need of a healer? We have Reksha.
Oh, what a healer?
More of like, mental or charmed effects. I don't know. I'm not.
What do you? Whoa! What? Are you okay?
Look at me. What
Yes,
is your?
Father.
What is your name?
I can't handle it.
I can't even say it with a straight face either, Victoria. It's fine. I'm like, what is your name?
My name's Dumka.
Do you see the problem here, boys?
I turn to the others. That is just a funny joke that she does. My name is Dumka.
I don't think
It's not you. You are a pig. My name is Dumka. You are not.
Me?
You are not even worth mentioning.
I'm not sure if this is a joke. If it's a joke, it's going to be really expensive to fix, but this seems odd even for her.
You call me a pig?
She's called our mom, and she calls me brother.
Yes,
Yeah,
normally
so my brother.
she's not very
If this is
focused
too
on
much
being
for you,
like
I wouldn't blame
Dumka.
you. It's fine. I suppose we'll just wait till next time.
Maybe we do. You know what?
Hold on,
Maybe
hold
we
on.
do need
No.
a healer.
No,
Maybe you
no.
do need a
Reksha,
healer.
Hold on, Reksha. I don't know what you're talking about. Spending this much time pretending to be Dumka when I am Dumka. It's not pretending. This is who I am.
Maybe you do need a healer. You know?
No, this is who I am.
Maybe you should see if you get a little bit of magic healing.
Why are you all trying to gaslight me and tell me that I am somebody else? I know who I am, and you are all liars. In fact, I think this is a trick, and I would have all of you know, and I will point to the three of the cats, that perhaps these three cannot be trusted.
I think like the fog or something that at the place did something to her. That's all I'm saying.
I think I understand. It's okay. I think I understand what's
But I'm
going on.
fine.
Dumka, if you wouldn't mind, would you come here for a second?
I step forward.
I step forward.
And as you both step forward, she walks up towards both of you, outreaches a hand to both. Take my hand, please, and we will get to the bottom of who is Dumka.
I roll my eyes like, obviously it's me, but then I go to take the head and I hesitate and I'm like, shoot first.
No, you first.
No.
I smack both her hands into hers at the same time.
She grips both of your wrists as your hands are like smacked into hers, and surprisingly, she has a decent grip. Like not anything like supernatural or anything, but for an older lady, she has a very good grip.
Do they have paw pads or do they have regular?
I actually don't know.
Yo, they got
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they have toe beans. That's in my head canon anyway.
Yeah. I am not sure, actually.
Wait, I'm gonna look up the picture of them
Grandma beans.
because I want to know. This is actually important information.
Yeah, this is dire importance.
I'm so sorry to derail this.
I mean, in the
scene.
character art, their fingers are like very stubby, so they very well could have beans.
Yeah,
That's true. Okay.
I think they
I'll
have
take it.
beans.
So what I'm gonna have you all do is each of you roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Which one am I gonna? Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. On roll, and then on the count of 3, we'll say our roll. Okay.
Yeah, that would be confusing for viewers at all. No, yes, that sounds like a great idea. Hold on, let me pick which one I want to use.
So Derek will count us off, and then we'll say it after he says 3.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll mine.
I have mine. Okay, Derek, count us off.
Okay. Wait, you want me to go up to 3 or down?
Say 1, 2.
Okay.
Say 1, 2,
Gotcha.
3, and then after you say 3, we'll say what we rolled.
It's gonna be very confusing. Okay, sure. 1, 2, 3.
16.
10.
Okay.
Who's the real Dumka here?
So,
Maybe I'm not Dumka.
as Flight is holding both your hands, you see these vines kind of come out of her fur, almost seemingly like coming out of her skin a little bit, and kind of wrap around your wrist, and they glow for a second. Then they kind of meld into your skin, and
keep doing that
it gets. You feel a warmth. Tremayne, your curse is lifted. However, Dumka's yours is not. That was for a spell ability check to see if she could diffuse or get rid of the curse. So.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now you know that I am Dumka.
So when that's gone, do I have like clarity after the fact that I was not okay?
Yes.
Dumka clarity.
Yes. She looks over at you, and your name is. I'm sorry, you have to speak up. I'm kind of hard of hearing.
My name is Tremayne, and something happened to me in the fog.
Wait, that happened to you all the way back in the fog? I did not know this.
There was something with being in the fog, and at just a certain point with there was clowns. That I'm pretty sure I was imagining, but in that time, and then seeing Sashay, I sort of got jumbled up.
She saw Sasha?
Yeah, I saw Sashay in the fog. They were very disappointed with me.
Oh. And wait, someone being disappointed in you made you think that you're me?
Unbelievable. No.
No. It's hard to explain, but something happened with the fog, and strange illogic became logic, and I thought that was you. Which is fortunate, because I'm already wonderful as me.
There we go.
I'm already wonderful as me, and there does not need to be 2, because...
there they
Couldn't be 2, for the sake of everybody's sanity. I'm sorry, all of you.
Yeah.
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
The copy is never going to be as good as the original anyway.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
Flight just kind of lets go of both your hands, and
Thank you.
I mouth behind them like,
and then she walks back to her seat and takes a seat back where she was. We've heard that also Stripe has said that you're heading to Nicodranus. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, tomorrow, if you would like, we could actually get you to the edge of the jungle, and just in no time at all, if you want, or you can travel through the jungle. It's up to you. I'd like to extend the offer.
You mean... What do you mean, no travel?
Well, this is a 3 talking. The black furred tabaxi sit in the middle. Well, some of us have the ability to kind of walk through trees and appear at other trees that we've seen. So we could travel great distances in no time at all.
Oh, this makes Kristy so happy.
This
This feels so good.
This is this is a magic or something that your people can do?
No, this is a magic that
Oh.
we can do. And he looks over towards both the other elders that are sitting next to him. It's something that you learn in time, practice.
I mean, if you don't mind, you've already used a bit of magic to bring me back to my senses, but if you don't mind giving us a little bit more of your... that...
So tomorrow morning we can get you to the edge of the forest, edge of the jungle, and it's really the least we could do. Like I said, the fog was plaguing us for quite some time, and we were worried that it was going to keep spreading. We were actually mounting a party to go into the fog ourselves until it disappeared. So we are very grateful. So it's, like I said, it's the least we could do.
I'm glad we could help, but yeah, we'd appreciate that a lot.
That would help greatly.
Yeah.
Alright, so I will come find you in the morning. Feel free to... Yes?
A note, before... I mean, I feel perhaps we should just say this now. Are you aware of what else was in the fog? The structure that appeared?
No. We saw it when we climbed the trees, but we didn't know what to do, and we didn't want to traverse the fog without knowing what it was. I'm assuming you were at this building also? What, if you don't mind me asking, what was it?
Yes, it was... I'm gonna, look at my companions just to make sure no one is oh, tell them!
Yeah.
Which I don't think is the case.
And also, just for clarification, Resort and the kid stayed downstairs. They didn't come up here with you, so...
It is a temple, but not one that we fully understand. We did our best to take what we needed to present to scholars and people who archive information about it, but there were, ahead of us actually, some strange individuals who are perhaps of a much more violent, conquest-minded behavior. They killed innocent family aside from one child and also a dragon, a full dragon, looking for an artifact that is no longer in the temple. But now that the fog is cleared, there may be others who are seeking to loot the building. There is not much else of worth in there, but something to keep in mind is that you may find other people who are perhaps less willing to accept hospitality than us.
On hearing this, you see 3 kind of motion towards Stripe, and Stripe gives a nod and exits the tent and makes his way back down the bridge that you walked up. Thank you for letting us know. We will keep an eye out for any individuals that may be causing issues. We wouldn't want that, so... But I think we will stay away from this temple. We do not have any need for anything that is inside, so...
That's probably best. It teleported there, and it could very well teleport again, so staying away from it is probably best.
I'll definitely keep that in mind for our hunters. Was there anything else that you wish to ask of us before we turn in for the night? Or any other questions?
Well,
or anything else we need to know?
I think my brother wanted to know if you'd ever seen the monster on the tree stump with the stripes.
Yes, I almost had forgotten.
Stripe has mentioned this creature. Could you describe it in more detail?
I do
And
so.
okay. He will. It sounds to me, I would have to, of course, see this creature to be sure, but it sounds to me it was a druid, maybe? An archdruid that got corrupted by something? When someone that's powerful is normally tries to preserve nature and the natural life, but the way you're describing it seems like it was sucking it out and wanting to consume instead of preserve. So that would be my best guess. But again, I wouldn't know unless I was to actually lay eyes on this creature. Which we might send a party out to locate it and see for ourselves, just to make sure that there is no other danger to.
Right, just be careful.
But thank you.
We think we killed it, but you never know if it's a weird, corrupted druid thing with life and death. That could be weird.
We will be very careful, but I appreciate the concern.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, well, we, old people are getting tired, so I think we will turn in for the night, and we'll see you bright and early in the morning. Just, find anywhere you would like to camp. I'm assuming you have your own bags and sleeping arrangements that you can make, but feel free to sleep wherever. And good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And you all exit this tent as you say your goodnights and make your way back down the bridge. You actually see Stripe is talking with a few other people by one of the... They don't really have walls around this village at all, but you see that there is certain points within the trees that are a little bit more wider. So they have a few people stationed up in trees. And you see him standing down below some and talking with someone up in the tree. But other than that, the night is yours. It is getting close to the sun's already set, but there is torchlight and a few fires going that is keeping the general vicinity well lit enough for you to see even without dark vision. So, but did you all want to do anything else before you take a long rest?
No.
Once we're alone.
Yeah.
So.
Now, when you say alone, do you mean from Rizora and the kid also, or?
I don't care if they hear. They can be there or not.
They probably would be then.
So I just wanted to say, this is not something that I do a lot. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I think I inhaled a little bit of pollen or something from the trees here. Oh
Yeah? Well, you wanna try that again? I didn't catch that the first time. I didn't hear what you were saying. You were making a lot of noise, but not a lot of words.
I was writing in my journal. I completely did not hear you at all.
What did you say?
I wanted to say I'm sorry, even though me thinking that I was not me was not entirely something that I did by choice. I want to apologize for the inconvenience nonetheless.
I love how each apology gets shorter in syllables. It's great.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Tremayne.
Whole and squish word, I like it.
I go and put a hand on the thigh of your armor.
How could I ever be upset that you wanted to Just try and replicate greatness. It is a good path to success.
You know what? I forgive it, Tremayne, because you're gonna never hear the end of this, so at least I'll take mine off the table.
Look, I mean, there are many people that want to, try and get a little bit of what I have.
I personally would love to be around 2 Dumkas. Although, you are quite useful as you are.
Oh no, yes, when you were trying to do magic and not decapitating things, I was a little bit worried.
Really,
you are very good at what you do.
I really thought that it would work. At that time it made a lot of sense that if I just tried really hard and flexed hard enough that it would come out.
Maybe it will.
Maybe it will.
I mean, it just happened to me one day.
Alright, stranger things has happened apparently.
Speaking of strange things,
Yeah?
what are we going to do about?
That. Well,
Are we going to tell Shasha?
I mean, you're the one with it.
Well, the dragon said to not let those men take the lifeblood.
alright.
Now I have it,
Alright.
and we only got it because it died.
Alright.
And they just poofed. What if they just poof into our house? What if? I mean, I will fry them. But what if I'm not enough? On the off chance.
Alright, well, we could always hire more people for the guild.
Yeah,
think
we do
company.
need to get more people. It's not sustainable for just us to do this and
And especially since, we've been escalating in danger, it might do us good to have a little bit more backup at the home base.
I think that we are all on the same page. Well,
but
actually, you didn't say anything, but you have your happy face on, so I believe that you agree.
but for
That we
Shasha,
need to. Yes, Shasha is going to pay us, and
do
then
you want
we
to
can...
tell them?
I mean, Shasha knows more about all of these things than any of us do, right?
I would be fine telling them, but you are the one wearing it
Yeah, it's
unwillingly.
It's your body, and if you're worried that the only way out is death...
Well, then I guess it doesn't really matter.
Alright. But
I
it's
will think
also-
about it.
Yeah, it's your choice, I'd say.
But we should definitely take the gold that we are going to get from this, and we should expand on the base, and we
Yeah.
should start hiring some official Iron Line mercenaries.
Yeah, I agree.
And we have a lot of things that we need to sell in Nicodona, so
Mhm.
hopefully maybe we can spend it just a little bit. Tremayne, you have plenty of time. We're going to save some time traveling through the forest. So, we could spend a little bit of time in Nicodona. We could sell some things. No? Yes.
That is fine for me.
Wonderful. I was going to wonder if maybe these people had anything to trade. They probably do not have coin, but there was that bow that we have. They have a lot of people that use bows, but I don't know what they have to offer us. They're already giving us transport.
Might just be easier in Nicodranus. We've already taken enough from them, I think.
Oh, that is fair. That is fair. They've been very kind to us, which
Yeah.
it sounds like the other tribes would not be.
Yeah, we got
So
lucky.
that is good. Right. Lucky. How much you want to bet that they had been watching us all the times that we came in here?
I mean, we look quite different, so that's to be expected.
It's only fair.
Yeah. They probably don't get
Yeah,
a lot of
if they want
outsiders.
to watch us.
Yeah, if they're
Oh,
a
no,
tribal,
of
they
course.
probably don't get many.
They had those, like, 3 that dropped out of the tree, and I had no idea that they were there.
You know, when the fur has like that stripy pattern with the little kind of wiggly dots and things, it's honestly like, I don't know if you looked over at that bush over there, but that's kind of covering like that house. But when someone came right out and was basically on top of us, I did not even notice. They were very well camouflaged.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're made for this
Oh.
place. I'm glad they didn't have to relocate.
That's true.
But I'm gonna
Okay.
transfer 4 hours.
I'll stay up for a little bit.
That's what I was just about to ask. Is anybody staying up to keep watch, or are we just all going to sleep? Okay. So, does anybody else want to keep watch after Dumka, or is it
Well,
just
I'll
Dumka
be
staying up
after my 4 hours.
after 4 hours?
And then I'm good.
They all rose there.
Hold on, after the 2-hour mark of the watch,
Mhm.
I want to try to wake up and see if I can get up at the same time as Reksha. Because I feel like I have a good idea of how this works, that it's like Zach takes the second half, but we have to split up the first half. And I'm going to try to get up at the same time as Reksha.
Okay. Sure. Well, I think this is a good time for our break for the night,
Hi.
and we will be right back.
Is it really break time already?
It's
Oh my
break time.
goodness.
Yeah,
Happy
it's
fam.
already 9.
Oh, we gotta like go.
Yummy.
I wanna go.
back. Thanks for waiting.
Yes, we are back. So we left off with Dumka wanting to stay up for the first watch for the long rest. As you're sitting there, as it seems like everybody else is asleep, you still can't help but think that people are still watching you. You look up and you swear you see eyes in the trees, in the top of the trees. You can't make out bodies or shapes. You look out into the forest, and again, you swear you start to see eyes, you blink, and they're gone. It feels ominous and creepy as you just can't shake this feeling that you're being watched.
I am going to produce pick from inside my my little headband, headscarf kind of thing.
And I'm going to say, my little friend, would you please could you stick to the trees? These people have been very kind to us, but they also have a lot of bows, and they are up in places where I cannot see. Can you just make sure that we have a good rest tonight?
Of course, Dumka, I can do that. And they
Thank you, my friend.
jump off of your shoulder or hands and start to fly up into the treetops. You see, they kind of disappear out of view, and then you see some eyes perch on top of a tree branch as Pix's eyes reflect from the fire from below. And you see them sitting on top of a tree branch just overlooking.
Okay.
Other than that, your night goes by uneventful. You do see a few individuals from the tribe walk around. Looks like they're doing rounds. Nighttime guard duty type stuff. But they don't bother you. They notice and give you a recognition that you're awake, but they don't approach or anything like that. So, after your 2 hours, Reksha and Tremayne either wake up or are awoken by Dumka.
He probably goes to Reksha.
And Reksha, you're shaken awake, and as you are, Tremayne, you hear some rustling, some movement nearby from your friends, and open your eyes and see Reksha getting up for watch.
I'm gonna make a snack.
And
Should we just eat?
A snack is not a meal.
No, I want to stay up. I'm sleepy.
Have a good rest.
Okay.
Climb out of my tent and I'll go sit. Just plop right in the middle.
Tremayne, you get up and you see Reksha sitting in the middle of... Wait, are you sitting in the middle of the whole village type thing, where the fire pit was?
I'm sitting in the middle where the camp was.
Where you were.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
where we set up.
Yeah. So you wake up, Tremayne, and you see Reksha sitting there.
And then I will tiptoe out once Dumka has gone away, and then I will go and sit.
Oh. Good evening.
I
Because
wanted to ask... Sorry, what? Hi.
I was going to say good night, but you're getting up, not going to bed.
So, I don't want to talk about this with Dumka because I thought I was him, and... Well, Zach is like his brother, and so I just feel like maybe there's some sort of bias. But even though you are friends with him, I feel like you're also friends with me, and we have bonded over fighting each other for fun. And you're not... Yeah, so... I don't know how I feel about Dumka hitting it off so well with someone who is my friend first. And I think that is why that distorted identity crisis happened so quickly. When we were in the fog, I saw Shashay come out and say that they were disappointed with me. And that was so soon after basically an entire night of Dumka just stealing the spotlight from my friendship, then having a wonderful night on the town with my friend, and then crashing at their house. And I feel a little insecure about it, and I don't know what to do. I'm glad that they are friends, and that two of my friends are happy, but it just feels unfair that someone that I have known for a few years all of a sudden is so buddy-buddy with some newcomer.
Tremayne, I understand how you feel, but you're not usually one to get so self-conscious about things like this. Some people's personalities just click, but you should remember that you were their friend first. And while Dumka is plenty charismatic, Reksha will poke Tremayne in the chest. He'll never be you.
But he was not mentally distorted by the fog, and I was, and I feel like I don't know, I don't always notice things, and I can do one spell and it just makes everyone's feet not leave marks on the ground, and that's not because I know magic or can have a dragon arm. It just happens, and I just feel like the things that Fog Reksha said to me, they just feel, I don't know, they keep weighing on my mind, particularly now that although I have clarity and I know that what happened was some strange something. Do you think I should study magic? Do you think I should there are those wizards with the books? Do you think I should go get a little book and
Are you interested in studying magic?
No.
Then no, not at all. You would hate it, and doing that to impress someone else. I understand that you perform for people, but this is a little bit too much of a stretch. You should do what you enjoy, not what you think will make someone like you.
Is it okay for the company that the thing I enjoy is the one thing that I am good at?
You're good at many things. Think
You know,
about
if you
this.
were anyone else, I would not take what you say at face value, but you are you, and I want you to know that I trust your wisdom implicitly. Because you always just have this look of someone timeless who has seen some shit. And why would you lie?
I have seen some things. And also remember, you could probably take Dumka down in one punch. If you start...
Yeah, I know I could do that.
You start focusing on what Dumka's good at. Reksha kind of leans in. You're going to get a little frail, and it wouldn't be as much fun to fight you.
Oh, you're right. I did not do any push-ups this morning because I thought that they would make my hands dirty. Oh, no. I'm already getting a little soft. That is a good point. Dumka's arms look like soft wet noodles.
Yes, I don't think he works out at all. Maybe a little bit. I think the little bit of pudge he has is adorable, but not I don't wrestle him for a reason.
Yeah,
I
that
wrestle
would be
you.
sad.
Because you actually would stand a chance.
Yeah, you're right. I could kick his ass with like both of my arms tied behind my back. You're absolutely right. That is true. Okay. That is all I really wanted, and I don't want to interrupt your watch.
Would you like a snack?
Why are you even asking? Of course I want a snack. I always want a snack.
I was just making sure.
Oh?
I'm so upset.
I know, I just checked the general chat.
I'm not scrawny. I have like the only person that has more HP than me is Tremayne, and it's by a little amount. I'm strong.
Yeah, but
Yeah, well here's the thing.
I
You
have
have a high
really good-
constitution, not
Your
necessarily
heart
strength.
and your lungs are amazing. Like, you have Lance Armstrong lungs, but your arms are a little noodly comparatively.
I get it. I'm a bottom. I can take it. I can take it, but I can't dish it. However, the knocking me out in one punch is a lie. Full on.
I mean, technically, I could do it in one round. If I had like a good round, I could do it. But okay.
I will settle this with you, but I'm asleep right now, so I'm gonna be respectful.
So,
We'll fight sometime.
you two have a snack, a midnight snack, and just like Dumka's watch before, you don't have any issue. You see a few of the patrols walk by, of course. Again, acknowledge that you're awake and don't bother you. And your watch comes to an end. Zach wakes up, sees both of you just sitting there, quiet, finishing your snack, and the rest of the night is, Zach, did you want to do anything?
No, just hang out with Paws for a little bit.
Oz will, of course, come up, cuddle with you, try and get you to play a little bit.
Yeah.
But your night, just like everybody else's, goes by without any issue. And of course, you do see some of the guards walking by. But other than that, no movement, no trouble, and you all finished a long rest. So you can get back anything you spent in the previous day. But around first light, you actually, Zach, you see 3 start to walk down the bridge that you met the 3 elders in. He walks down alone and walks up over to you where you've made camp. Sees that you're awake and good morning. Hopefully you slept well. There was no issues last night, so hopefully.
I think we had a pretty good night.
Assuming our little friend up in the trees is with you, and he looks up directly at Pix.
Yeah,
And-
that one's Oz.
I figured as much. I told the guards not to mess with it. We didn't want any problems with the people that helped us out so much, so.
I appreciate that. Sorry, I didn't know she had gone up.
It's all right. We figured we didn't see that enter our perimeter, so we figured it had to be you.
Yeah.
But anyways, are you ready to go, or do you need some time to get situated?
Give me like 10 minutes to get the crew together.
Of course.
You're gonna get 10 minutes, bitch.
3 will walk away and just kind of talk to some of the guards that were keeping watch last night, and you'll wake up, pack your things up.
Yeah.
10 minutes pass, and 3 walks back over. Well, since everybody's awake now, all your stuff is packed. If you would follow me. And he walks over to the giant tree that has the bridge that goes up and around where you met the three elders, walks to the base of it, and he taps once in the center and then draws a door frame with his finger, and then taps again. Please make your way through relatively quickly. When you see the door open, it should lead you within a day's travel of Nicodranus. So,
Thank you.
We have the child and
the child,
and
we
Mr.
have-
of course.
Footman, right?
And
of course, yeah. Rizor and the child is walking behind you all.
And all of our stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and all of your stuff.
Oh yeah, we got that chest.
Yeah, of course.
Oh god, yeah. Reksha and I are like, we gotta like get it through really fast.
Yeah.
So he says, "Go," and he taps the door again. It lights up with this greenish energy, and as you walk through, you start to hear. Well, don't necessarily hear. You're pretty far away, but you're at the edge of the jungle. You see the road ahead, and in the distance, this is a kind of a flat area. So very far in the distance, you can actually see the remnants of a very small city from this distance, which is Nicodranus.
The TikTok transitions.
Wait, what?
Just like the TikTok transitions.
Yes, exactly.
That's the first
Resor-
time I've ever tree strode.
White. That worked really well.
Is stepping through. Huh. That is quite useful for traveling. I would
Yeah.
cut some time off of our trip, so it's very
You're
handy.
really amazing. And I look back and it's just a tree.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how that works either. It's very strange magic.
It's really mad.
Anyways, I guess I am now leading. So, if you would follow me, lead you back to the road, and
you know, a
start your
guide.
journey.
It would be nice for a guide to know how to pop out of trees, but
That is
whatever.
those type of guides tend to cost more money, and unfortunately is out of my repertoire. But I got you there safely, correct? You didn't die, so you're welcome.
I'm just messing with you.
Ooh,
I'm
a little
Rizor!
bit of Rizor.
You see
Not
like this.
taking it anymore.
I'm wearing
see this-
shoes and yet
this
I'm the one
grin?
with the foot in my mouth, huh?
You see
Ooh.
this. Well, shoes don't necessarily taste all that good most of the time. So,
No, like foot in mouth, like I didn't have anything to. Oh, never mind.
Well, Rizor, if that is Nicodranus, they
Yes.
said a day's travel. Does that mean we'll get there by the end of today, or that we will get there tomorrow?
by the looks of it, it looks like we can get there by sunfall, actually.
Yeah.
So,
We are sleeping in a bed.
I am looking forward to that. If I'm being completely honest, so.
With wine in our bellies. Oh, I want to go. Let's go.
Well, let's not waste any more time. And he turns around, kind of has a pep in his step as he's leading you all down this road. But-
Misty mountains cold.
As you're traveling, as you're traveling down this road, though, and you're getting closer and closer to the city, Volrek is just like taking all the sights in. It seems like as this wall of Nicodranus draws closer, he's just amazed by the size of what the city looks like it's going to be, and like the first time you kind of see some excitement in his eye. So, but the day goes relatively uneventful, and the sun starts to set, And as it does, you're about maybe an hour's walk from the gate. So I'm assuming you want to keep going through the dark to get to the city.
Yeah.
I am not sleeping in a tent.
I think we're
again.
all
Figured.
ready for like
I figured.
commodities, you know.
Yeah.
If I need to, I'll fly into the city. Dang it!
Yeah, Resor's. You know, if you all want to sleep out here again, but I'm just gonna keep walking through the night. I don't.
You, buddy.
Resort.
Okay.
Oh, we are so close.
So, as you all make your way back to the city walls, make your way through the gate, and do you have a place to stay? If you don't, I would recommend the inn that we met in, the Shore Stars. It's got great beds, and pretty good food.
All right.
That's my go-to.
Good entertainment.
Some nights, not every night, but some nights. They kind of have like an open singing, like where anybody can come and sing. So, like I said, sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can hurt your ears. It just depends.
I have stayed there before in the few times that I have come here to Nicodranas. It is good beds.
They're very comfortable. The Shore Stars, if that's where you want to go.
Where we met,
Yeah.
we didn't get to stay there.
Oh yeah.
No.
We just immediately set
yeah,
out.
Yeah. Let's actually. Yeah, let's go there.
Well,
Was it fancy? Was it fancy when we were
it was
there?
very fancy.
Yeah.
It was a inn of a grand building of timber and brick walls with a black roof tile. It has fanciful decorations and brightly lit by glowing gemstones set into the
Oh, hell
was
yeah.
the
Okay.
how
Alright.
it looks. So it kind of has like this starry roof to it.
I like that. All right. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure it was bougie enough now that we have some money.
You realize the name, the Shore Stars. There is a very good reason why it has that, because of the inside of the
That's
ceiling. It looks like it has some stars inside. But Resource leads you through the city of Nicodranas, and as you're walking through, this is I'm pretty sure this is the first time you've seen it at night. And as you're walking through, there is let me find it really quickly.
While you're looking, perhaps you can say how our young dragonborn react to seeing the city.
As you're walking through, he is just looking at basically taking everything in with amazement. You catch him like literally trying to keep his mouth closed by just the jaw-dropping experience of something this extravagant being. You can tell he's definitely never been in a city like this before. So he is just amazed at everything, looking forth, and even at some points, maybe even running in by just,
Your mic
'cause
cut
he's
out a little bit, babe.
just sometimes even like running into the back of you, like like some of you all, as him, he's not paying attention to the front of him because he's just watching everything.
It is one of the most beautiful jewels in the crown that is the menagerie cost. If all of you are not going to immediately go to sleep, I am buying everyone drinks.
Oh yeah, I'm staying up.
Wonderful.
We're vibing.
The resort, that counts for you as well.
I would very much appreciate that. But we can talk about that when we get back to the inn. And as he continues through this city, he kind of points out some of the different districts as going through. You first come to the Opal Archways, which is a loop of elven stone arches placed seemingly at random, and were created when Nicodranas was founded centuries ago to mark the edges of the city before it expanded far beyond the original boundaries. Now the archways are markers for the lively social center of the city, glowing with multicolored torches and incense at dusk when music and evening commerce fill the streets. So as you're making your way through, he explains all that to you, some of the history behind the city, and you eventually come to the open quay, which is the western side of the city, which is where you met him originally. He says, this is actually owned by Yusa. He's a wealthy merchant mage who purchased the land 2 centuries ago, a very long time ago, after most of it burned down, actually.
Merchant mage. Well, I don't have 200 years on me, so I guess he did it first.
He actually calls that tower over there that is his, and you might notice that it does something weird. As you walk closer and far away, it actually shrinks and grows. It's got this very weird optical illusion to it. So be careful. Might trip you out a little bit as you're walking through the city. But
when I walk closer and further away from Reksha.
Yes, that is true. Yes, but this is more magical. It seems like the tower just appears out of nowhere. So,
Can we walk by it?
Sure, we could walk by it if you want. It's a little bit out of the way, but that is not a problem. I will recommend that we. He tends to not like trespassers, so.
Well, looking at it is not trespassing.
No, of course. I was just merely saying we
Not too
probably
close,
shouldn't
then.
mess with the tower.
Yeah, not too close.
So, but sure, I can lead you by, and he leads you to this opening, like kind of like a central area, and this tower does seemingly just like grow out of nowhere in your vision, and you look up, and this very tall tower standing in front of you, and you notice that as you're walking around, it has no on the bottom side of it. But yes, this is his tower. We actually don't see him very often.
You're breaking up, BB.
You keep breaking up kind of bad.
I don't know why it's doing that.
You probably need to turn your sensitivity. So you're,
reset your mic. Just to double check. Like on Discord.
On Discord, if you go into
Gotcha.
user settings and then voice and video, and then you want the negative number to you want to move the slider to the left.
1 second.
I think it's on certain words where the natural tone of your voice drops a little bit. It cuts out.
You just have such rich,
soothing-
sultry
Those dulcet tones.
So hopefully it doesn't do that. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying.
There was no door.
Very often.
Right. We don't actually see him very often anymore. He doesn't do much trading like he used to. But yeah, this is his tower, and
Weird shit.
it's very interesting, I guess.
Yeah. it's
Does
weird.
he fly into it?
Like I said, we don't really see him very often. Rumor says that. I mean, I'm assuming he can fly. There is a window up there, but I don't know. He's a very powerful mage, at least from the stories. So I'm assuming he has different ways of in and out of this tower.
So what is with mages and the whole tower thing? Because I sort of just have a mansion.
I was wondering the same thing. I've always wondered that. Why just this phallic structure?
Right?
Why?
Even
Why?
Do you ever hear about lady mages having big towers? No.
No, because it's the hubris of men.
Yeah, it's. I don't understand it at all.
And I don't have anything to compensate for.
Oh.
Good to know. I guess. Okay.
Congratulations.
I mean, with my magic. I don't know what all of you are thinking about.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Pish posh. It's
Let's
late.
Alright, let's go.
Yes, I
enough
think
of
we should head to the end now.
Towers.
So he quickly leads you to the shore stars. As he walks in, he greets the man behind the counter. There was a dwarven gentleman, a very fine, well-kept beard, and you hear Razor say as he enters, Tordain, I'm assuming my room is still available, of course. And he says, oh, of course, Razor, and throws him a key. Can I get you 4 any rooms?
4 rooms?
4?
Really?
Yeah.
Sure, we have 4 rooms available. They're you just want them for one night? Or you want them for multiple nights?
Like,
Everyone, we have a 5th.
Oh,
oh yeah.
5 rooms.
5 rooms.
5
Right.
rooms.
Sure.
Unless
One
you
night,
would
or-
feel, I'm gonna turn to Valrak.
Alright.
Unless you would rather stay with one of us if you feel more comfortable, safer with another person, but you're more than welcome to have your own room.
I mean, I don't really have any money, so I can just share a room with one of you if you would like.
Money's not the issue.
It doesn't matter
it's
to
your
me.
comfort right now, buddy. What would you like to do? Money's not an issue. Don't think about money.
You see him kind of look towards Dumka, and he says, I can take my own room, sure.
Well, I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping. I've been doing watches and all of that. So honestly, I would not be opposed to having someone share the room with me. It would make me feel better.
I look at the kid.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I mean, if you're sure, then I will.
All right. 1 room.
I will stay
2
with you.
beds, plus 3 for us.
Sure, of course, that can be done. That's going to be. He looks at his little ledger, and that will be 2 silver for each room. So 4 rooms. Derek is having an issue. 8 silver total.
I'll just give him a gold because I had the extra gold. I give him the extra gold.
He goes to start to get change for you, and goes to hand
Don't worry
it.
about this.
Oh well,
We're going to
thank
have
you,
drinks.
thank you.
We're going to have a round of drinks before we go to bed anyway.
Sure, this can go towards your drinks. What would you like? We have some gin, perry, some mead, some brandy.
Oh, the mead is that from local bees, or is there any fruit infused into it?
It is.
So this is Derek. If you don't know any, but because Tremayne, like her family that I still haven't sent to you, and it's been months, like was trying to open a brewery, so she has proficiency with brewer's supplies. She then like starts asking about like the mead, and if it sounds like it's like bougie mead, then she wants some of the bougie mead. But if it's not bougie mead, then
One of them is. We have more of a locally sourced one that might suit your liking.
well, I'll get some of that, please.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll get a
sure.
brandy.
Okay.
Mhm.
He looks at
Brandy?
the other brandy, and for Reksha.
No drink for me.
Okay.
It doesn't
And
have to be alcohol. I said I was going to buy everyone drinks, and you say you're not going to drink anything?
You don't
I'm not-
mead is just honey. That's all
I'm
it is.
I'm not thirsty.
Alright.
What
Get
about
something to eat?
for the little one? Does he want anything? We have some water or milk, tea, anything like that.
Do you drink?
He,
Can you drink?
he looks back up to the person and says, just some tea, I guess, will be fine.
Do you want the brandy?
I don't know what that is.
Let's He doesn't know what it is.
No, we could get. What if we got like a little bit of a sweet wine and cut it with some water? Be like good.
Can we
juice.
get? Can we
You're gonna
also
get
get?
okay.
Can we get a nice? Can we
Like-
get a white
Yeah.
wine?
Yeah, that's probably better. And some
Sure,
water
I
on
can-
the side just in case.
Sure.
Okay. All of that then.
Yes, please.
Vizor will speak up at this point. And be like, well, if he's paying, I'll take that really nice gin that I like, and
This man.
Of
you
course.
go for top shelf when someone is paying for you, Rizor? You
I mean,
no
of course,
shoes.
of
You
course.
come in here, you don't even have shoes. Fine, I pay for it.
What is it with you all in my shoe? I
have
just
you ever
don't
heard
like
of-
shoe.
Have you ever heard of no shirt, no shoes, no service?
No, what
Is
kind
that
of
the
bullcrap
thing?
is that?
It doesn't apply to halflings.
It does not apply to halflings. Fine, he can have the fancy gin. I pay for it.
So, total comes to
Brilliant.
about 5 gold between all the drinks.
Okay,
The most expensive one being the gin,
What?
but
I'll pay 5 gold.
Yeah.
I have the most gold in the party. I think it's fine. Pay for it.
But Rizor goes and sits down at a table and just kind of like motions you all over. He'll bring out the drinks here in a little bit. But a few minutes pass, and Thordang brings out a tray of drinks, sets it down for everybody. And can I get anybody any food? Kitchen is unfortunately closed, but we have a few leftovers. Would want anything?
Got like a soup of the day.
We actually have some pickled lamb and beetroot. Beetroot.
Ooh, pickled lamb. Yes.
Anybody else want anything?
Do you have any like bread rolls? He's not really hungry. He just wants snacks for the
I
alcohol.
mean, we it's not like necessarily a roll. We have some loaves of bread that I can cut up if you
Yeah.
want some of that.
Yeah, that'll be
We got
nice.
some loaves.
Sure.
If you have any like cheeses, something,
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Can we get some queso with our chips?
Excuse me, I wanted medium salsa, and this is hot.
I just want something to absorb alcohol. He's not hungry. He just wants
Yeah. So Thordain will go back into the back, bring out a order of pickled lamb and beetroot, and also basically a half a loaf of bread with some curd cheese and some whey cheese, which I don't know what that means, but it's on the list. So
It's like cheese curds are like
I know what that is. I'm talking about the whey, the whey
Where's
cheese.
the like poutine cheese?
it's like a more liquidy, I think. Right?
Yeah. We did get queso with our chip. It's not queso,
There you go.
but
Yeah, it's more like I think it's more like ricotta cheese and like the texture. I don't. If anyone cares.
Sure. Yeah, no one. It's cheese. You got 2 different kinds of cheese to go with your bread.
Nice.
welcome home.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She's back from her business trip.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they can see that. They can see the way there.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi.
Welcome home.
The disembodied arm.
The night you have a nice night drinking and talking amongst yourselves. Unfortunately, it is a little bit too late for any singers to be up on the stage singing, unless one of you all want to partake in that.
You know, I do have a lute.
I want you to sing a song.
After I get like a couple glasses of the meat in, no, I'm gonna just fucking play my lute. I don't sing.
Okay. So hold on here. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw for me real fast,
Oh, I'm really.
and we'll
good
see.
at those.
We'll see how
Oh
drunk
wait,
you
hold
are.
on. I just knocked over all of my dice. Okay. 14.
So you're not drunk enough to incur disadvantage on your performance check. So you
Cool.
just make a performance check at normal. Oh no.
I rolled it. So I rolled a 2, but I have a +2, so that's a 4. But I'm not singing. I'm just playing the lute.
So as Tremayne gets up onto the stage and starts, she sits down on a stool, and she starts to play a song,
Wonderwall.
and you get the feeling that she knows what she's doing, but she's a chord off, and it's just a very like odd sounding like
Wonderwallen Minor.
Wonderwallen Minor, love it.
Yeah.
also kind of sounds like it's a little untuned, so it's like
So it's like it's minor. It's like a sharp.
Probably.
It sounds good.
It's avant-garde.
Resort's like, yeah, it sounds great. Gives you a
Hey.
thumbs up.
Keep
This
drinking your
sounds
gin.
Yeah, you keep drinking your gin and shut your mouth, you little no shoes wearing bitch.
I will keep drinking my gin. Thank you.
On my coin, you will.
You little bitch.
Yes, you are very generous. Thank you.
No shoes, no shoe ass wearing bitch.
No one needs shoes, okay? It feels better. Feels better when your feet touch the ground.
Until you step in a big pile of horse doo-doo.
But then it's easy to clean off of yourself. It doesn't get in the grooves of the shoes.
We must away ere break of day.
Closing time.
Oh, no.
Forgotten gold. I'm
So
sorry,
You all come.
everyone else is just sitting. Tremayne is there badly playing the lute, and Dumka is there with the lighter, like, yeah! And everyone else is just like...
Yeah, I feel like me and Reksha just share a few looks. Like, yeah, this
it's
is
just
our
like-
life now.
If you don't want to sing over drinks with friends, then you are sad people.
Oh no, I'm not sad. I'm quite enjoying the show.
I'm
Then do
quite
a verse.
content.
Yeah.
Then do a verse.
No.
Zach, do a verse.
No.
Yes.
No.
I know that you have a song in your heart.
No. I really don't.
Come on.
Mm.
Come on. Please.
It's not gonna work on me, brother. I don't sing. You can give me those puppy eyes all you want. I've been dealing with these puppy eyes for over 2 decades.
I'd like to try. Can I do a performance check to try and cry?
You bitch!
Sure.
You bitch!
Oh no! I rolled a 2! It's a 6!
It's the night of twos!
So you see Dumka try to cry, and just no tears are coming out at the moment, and it's
Little-
just.
Pretend
dips
I'm
his
mom.
finger
in the water!
Pretend my mom's give. Yeah. Yeah, no, but.
You know, that might burn here in a second. That was my gin.
You might actually start crying now.
Look what you do because you wouldn't sing!
No.
One day when the Wallaby coming and shit.
I ain't drunk enough for this. I rolled a good con save.
Sugar
Sorry.
and tea and rum.
Get me drunk
After
next time.
a nice, fun time at the bar, eventually everybody makes their way up to their rooms for a night's sleep.
Zach is laughing the
and-
entire time at his brother's failed attempts.
The child is allowed to have wine.
Yeah.
It's diluted water.
He tried it, and it's just like,
Nah.
this is gross. Why would you drink this?
For the effect.
Okay, fine. I take his wine.
I slide him the water. Do you want tea or anything?
Yeah, I have my tea right here. It's fine. Thank you, though. But yeah, everybody eventually makes their way up to their rooms. Some stumbling more than others.
I helped Dumka to his room so the kid doesn't have to do it alone.
Okay, well I'm.
Did you roll a con save? Are you
Don't
okay?
forget, Lance
I
Armstrong.
rolled a 23.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
Lance
fine.
Armstrong
I'm okay.
internal organs.
Yeah. He's okay. He's happy to be out of a jungle.
Fair.
He's sweaty.
Everybody gets another long rest. Dumka, as you're sleeping, you wake up
Nice.
every you wake up every hour and a half, thinking someone's looking through your bedroom window. But every time you wake up, no one's there. But you swear someone is just staring at you from one of the nearby rooftops. And one of the times you wake up,
he'll like look out.
you wake up Volork, and he like looks over at you. Are you okay, Dumka?
I am fine. I am just checking. Sure. I am just looking out the window. You know. It's been a while since I've been in this city. That's all.
Okay then. I mean, it is a really nice city from what I've seen so far. But I'm gonna go back to sleep now. You should try to sleep also. He kind of rolls over back so his back's facing you. Pulls his blanket up over him. Goes back to sleep.
Rest.
But you also do get a long rest, even though it's a restless night's sleep. So you do have bags under your eyes, unfortunately, this morning. But you're not exhausted, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
But the next morning is yours. What would you like to do? You're currently in Nicodranas.
I'm there, like, shoveling, like, eggs into my mouth as we eat this breakfast. And, I'll say, you know, Reksha, I know you've really only ever been to, like, Port Zoon and the forest where you came from, right? But what if there's, like, Mr. Mori things here, and they forge magic things? With your guy, your gods.
That would be very exciting.
Because we have all this stuff. Do you think we should go and, like, try to find some place that they'll, like, take it or something?
Sure. Yes. That sounds like a lot of fun.
You didn't... I have them all, I think. You didn't want this, did you? You want them all?
I don't really know how to... I would like it. It's very big and very smashy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two favorite things.
Yeah.
But I'm not exactly... Maybe if you could show me how to use it better.
Oh, yeah, you know, I have this book at home. That's, It's actually written by this woman. I believe she's from somewhere in the Empire, like the Zemni Fields. Her name is Mildred, but it's called Mildred's Mighty Mauls, and it's all about how to use mauls. And I will lend it to you. And it's actually quite riveting stuff. We can practice with it. So we won't sell this one. Hold on to this one. But I mean, Zach and Dumka.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you all want to try to sell some of this stuff?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Yes.
See
We
what-
could
see what we
probably
can pick
make
up
some
here.
coin.
Yeah.
There's also those gems and potions. We stand to make a lot of profit here.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the bow. Yeah, we could try to get those potions identified because we don't really... The oily one, the foamy one, and the one with the nail and the green one, we don't really know what they are, right?
Yes. For the gems, I probably can... I think there's a jeweler here that I can probably get us connected with to sell those. I've never... Mother and father have never sold magical items, so I do not have as much experience with that, but precious stones I definitely can do.
Yeah, we can ask around. Which things did we want to keep? We want to keep them all. We wanted to keep that armor, right? The splint?
I'm not currently wearing it because we're just in town, but I have it
You have it, yeah.
Uh,
But the bow,
I think we should
I don't-
probably keep this ointment.
yeah, it heals.
Yeah, it
Yes,
heals
yes, I
poison
think
and
so.
disease. Seems something that we might be a little impervious to, so... Or pervious to.
And then, I mean, all of the historical things are to be going back to Shashay, but do we want to try and sell like the picture frames? Is it even worth it? I don't want to take them out and damage the painting.
I think maybe we try to sell that bag of gems and then the bow, but
That was the
And then
bad
did we
guys,
want-
though, right?
Yeah,
it was
the bow was
unburnt
from-
bow.
Yeah, the bow was from the individual
dead
with
guy.
yeah,
Okay.
the one that was burned.
We have the damaged. We have the dragon
Scales.
scale too.
But are we keeping those or are we selling those?
Well, we only have 10, so I don't know how big are these scales? Are they like this big?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So
They're
the
not like-
size
they're
of
not-
a phone.
So
they're
like
not.
it's-
They're not. You don't have enough to make a suit of armor or anything like
yeah,
that.
so
but
we don't have anything to make anything from them.
And
so
they're
maybe they are better.
damaged.
So maybe we sell all of those except one and give that one to Shashay,
Yeah.
because I'm sure
Raph,
someone still wants.
are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Did you want all of? Okay. So,
So
we can
we'll
sell
sell
some
the-
of those.
Sell most of the scales, sell the gems, sell the unburnt bow. Hold on to everything else. Try to get the potions identified if possible.
Yeah, we can see if there's maybe an herbalist or an alchemist here that can identify them for us.
Yeah, we'll ask around.
Well, while you are talking about this over breakfast, Rizor actually comes down, sits next to you. I mean, if you're looking for places to go to buy or sell things, for weapons, I would recommend Naga's blades.
Naga's blades.
Just I would recommend not mentioning that I sent you.
Why?
Just a heads up.
What
We
did
have
you
a
do
we have a history. Me and the owner. I would recommend not mentioning I sent you. But they do amazing work for any kind of weapons. Some armor, but mostly weapons.
Will they take magic stuff?
Oh yes, they actually they have their own enchanter that will make stuff too. But for other things other than weaponry or armor, there's also Falco's Wondrous Arcana is also a very good shop that I go for. If I'm looking for anything unique, or they're kind of like a trader of anything really. Which Dumka, you would probably know this shop from your travels with your mother and stepfather.
What was it called
So-
again?
Falco's Wondrous Arcana.
Yes. Definitely a curiosity sort of shop.
They have a little bit of
My
everything.
kind of people. A little bit of everything indeed. Though I've never been able to convince Mother to provide enough coin to let me get a little something nice and shiny from there, but now I have my own. So,
Just hopefully they have their stock, because they tend to shuffle their stores quite often. It's a very popular place.
I will.
That's my two recommendations. I'm sure there's other stores that you could find if you wanted to find your own, but that is.
I can see if the Ralane family name carries any weight in Nicodron still, to see if we can get some deals.
If you don't need me for anything today, I think I'm just gonna take it easy and relax here, if that's okay.
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll look at the kid. Do you want to stay here or go see more of the city? It's
No,
going to be
I would-
much busier now.
I would like to see more of the city, please.
Okay,
How
You
are
need
his
to-
clothes?
Hmm?
His clothes, his boots. They old? They worn in?
I mean, they're not old. They're used. and they're not like fancy or anything.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
It's more like homemade. Like even his clothes seem like they're homemade. They're well made, but they are homemade. So, but yeah,
We'll get it. I'm. This child is getting something.
I don't know what yet, but
Yep.
sorry, I didn't mean to interject.
No, you're good.
Continue.
Here's the thing, Val. Can I call you Val? I'm gonna call you Val. Val, you need to.
Sure.
You need to be careful. This is a big city, and it's daytime now. It's not the middle of the night. So I know you want to look around with your mouth open, catching flies, but you need to make sure that you stay close to somebody so we don't lose you.
I will. Sure, I will stay close to you all. I won't
try
wander
to-
off.
Keep an eye on everybody, on the crew.
Right. I will.
So what my mother always says, be cognizant of your surroundings. My mom really does say that to me when I go anywhere.
Well, I mean, if anyone gives us trouble, that's what these are for.
And I pat my new sword that's in my belt.
So where would you all like to go? And of course, Rizor will give you directions to each shop if you ask them for it. So
I'll go.
Do we want to?
where would y'all like to go first?
Wanna try and
Nagas?
sell stuff? Yeah, sell the bow first. Wanna do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get everything sold first, and then when we go to the buying phase, we have all the money.
Gotcha.
Well, you follow the directions of Rizor's description, and you come to a building that is bigger than most of the buildings surrounding it. It is made of it's a single-story stony building with but the stone looks like it's different in some way. You have the door is actually a reinforced wooden door, so it has like these metal rivets following the door frame and across the center. And as you step in, you see a lot of dwarven wrought iron furnishings inside here. It has a very dwarven, like hardy feel to it as you step inside, and you see a slender female dwarf standing behind a counter. Looks like she's doing some busy work. As the shop is actually just now opening, and actually on one of the windows, the front windows, that as you stepped in, you saw a creature that you all might have heard of, reading history or stories of a serpent-like creature with the bottom half of a snake or fish, and then the upper half of a human that seems to be a little bit scarier in depiction in this rendition of this creature. But as you step in, you see the walls are lined. Almost any type of weapon that you would want to buy here seems like is across the walls. There is a few standout pieces of weaponry that has its own special case. One is a short sword, one is a mace, and then one is a scimitar. But as you step in and see this individual behind the counter, she looks up and, how can I help you? Welcome to the Naga's Blade. Are you in the shop for a weapon of some kind, or maybe trade? He just looks over at all of you all and...
Trade, I believe, is what we are interested in.
Sure. What do you have for trade? And what do you want? Something? Do you want gold, or would you like something from the shop?
Well, we can talk about it. Why don't you take a look at this? Which one of you has?
I think the bow's in the bag of holding, if I remember correctly. That you all put it.
I carry the bag of holding, so I'll pull it out.
Reksha?
Yep. Pulls it out.
Show it to the nice lady. Talk about it.
Well, I don't know anything about it. I didn't sit.
she takes it from you as you hand it over to her, sets it on her counter, and just starts to like inspect it. Takes a magnifying glass out and like looks at some of the runes that are on it. And I mean, if you would like to browse, be my guest. If you're looking for your simple magic enchantments, I can do that. I can have that made for any weapon. But just give me a few moments. I'm gonna examine this bow. And she looks down through this this little like, kind of like the things that they use to check like gems and stuff. That's kind of what she's using. The little like cup magnifying glass and moving it along the bow. But as you all walk around the store, it does seem like there is like I said, any type of weapon you can think of is on the shelves.
Is there anything that you were thinking of picking up? You were thinking maybe about getting your weapon enchanted.
Yes, that would be good.
So that we don't have any more bouncing off of werewolf situations.
I wonder how much it costs to get the weapon enchanted, just to give it a little more oomph.
I mean, if you she is inspecting this bow. If you want, I can try and butter her up a little bit and see if we can make a trade, enchantment for enchantment.
I mean, yeah, but also if other people want things, I mean, other than werewolves, I'm generally pretty good at if other people need things, then that's fine.
Zach has his stick and his martial arts. I have my magic and I kind of like gesture at Casimir. Reksha, maybe.
I like look back over at Reksha, who I don't know if you wandered off or if you stayed by the counter.
No, Reksha is kind of just like, well, considering all of a good portion of the treasure that we got from there is going towards me anyway, so I came out of it pretty decent.
So I think this could be for you if you would like.
Zach, you want a magic stick? Do you need your stick magic?
Oh, no. I don't need a magic stick.
Okay.
But do you want a magic
Do
stick?
you want it?
Comment so bad.
Or anything? Do you see anything you like?
Oh.
I will browse.
I'll look around, but I don't think they have, like, out of character, I don't think they have what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for?
They have that short
Are you looking
sword
for the bracers of unarmored defense or
No.
whatever?
No.
I'm pretty sure I know what she's looking for.
Oh, she's looking for some fire stuff.
Nope.
I was gonna,
She's looking for some chakrams, right?
Yes, that is correct. And I don't think they have these here. I think I need to get those.
Not on the shelves, at least.
I would have to get that commissioned, and I'm not yet. So
There is the short sword in the display case that might be interesting. If you, do you want me to just ask about it?
Sure.
I'm interested in why are these in display cases? Are these showpieces?
Well, those are actually my top-end items currently. That's currently why they're in those display cases. The mace is a what they call a mace of smiting. That's in the range of 4,000 gold. Then there's the scimitar. I know I named these perfectly. The scimitar of speed. That has a price tag of 30,000 gold.
30,000. If we were different people. If we were different people. Just for me, Derek, out of character, what does the scimitar of speed do?
1 second. I'll bring it up.
I want to know what 30,000 gold gets you in Derek's campaign.
items. 1 second.
Sometimes your DM makes things and I just want to hear about it.
This is
When
actually
he
a
says
legit
scimitar-
item.
When he says
Oh,
scimitar of speed, he doesn't mean it makes you faster. He means it injects you with speed, the substance.
Well, I've never read about a weapon of speed. I haven't.
This is a
looked up the
legitly.
detail.
It's a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. In addition, you can make one attack with it as a bonus action on each of your turns.
Ooh.
So it's pretty good.
So yeah, it's just like.
Yep.
So like actually, in the hands of someone like Tremayne, who like makes a lot of attacks already, it's like boom, just have another
Just
one,
another free one. Yep.
and they're all +2.
But it's
pretty cool.
little.
It is widow.
It's a widow baby.
It's a widow scimitar.
It would look like a toothpick if like Reksha were holding it.
Oh god.
Zach could probably do some really dope stuff with it. Do like the thing where they add the tassel or the flag on the end of it, so when you're like, it's like, that's
Yeah.
pretty.
And then
3,000 gold.
the last item is my pride and joy. This is my top-notch item. Okay, it's a short sword, and it we call it the Defender. That is that is the 300,000 gold though, only for the richest people.
What?
I know what a defender is. It like creates it is that the
What-
one that creates a
you can-
shield?
You can forego. It's a +3 magic item.
But
And you can forego plus some of the pluses to your attack and damage rolls to increase your AC by the same amount.
right.
So you can say you have a +3. It's +3. So you take, instead of having a +3 attack and damage rolls, you can have +3 to AC until the start of your next turn, or
Or you can do
+2
a
or +1.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
and you
depends
can
what you wanna
combine it
do.
however-
Yep.
I mean, it
Oh,
makes that is a legendary
yeah,
item.
it's a legendary item.
Whoa. Well,
Hey there, defender.
well, 300,000 gold is pocket change, but unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm
we
sure.
just-
Yeah,
I don't know that we feel like spending that much right now.
of
I
course.
mean, I'm
it's
actually rich, and that's like, oh, mommy.
Yeah.
it's been sitting there for a while, but I think it's definitely worth the weight of the right buyer. So, but I can do simple +1 enchants on any weapon if you want. Well, not me per se. I have people that do it for me, but yes.
Well,
But this is just your simple +1 bow. So I mean, it's I can trade. It's definitely worth a trade if you find something you want, or I can offer you some gold.
You could trade the bow to enchant Tremayne's sword.
Would it be a worthwhile trade to do this item for one of those simple enchantments on a different item? Would that be equivalent?
Are you providing the weapon, or am I providing the weapon?
We would, if we were to provide the weapon, would that be suitable in exchange?
I think I could get that worked out. Sure. Bow
How long
for
does that
enchanted.
take?
I mean, it depends. We can have it done by tonight, but that's more of a rushed job. Cost you a little bit extra. Let's say like 20 gold extra to get it done by tonight. If not, it'd be done probably tomorrow night. Up to you.
tomorrow night is fine.
Yeah, tomorrow night fun, even trade. And I will pull out Penelope.
Well, it was. Does anybody else want anything? She'll take your sword and set it down on the counter next to the bow.
Oh, wow.
Is there anything else I can?
Hmm.
You sure you don't want a magic stick?
I'm good.
We can enchant a stick if you would like. I don't know why you'd want that, but
Nah, it's fine. This one's
It's
already
a
silver.
staff.
oh, you mean a quarter staff? I see. Okay.
It's fine.
'Cause, 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 'cause,
When she identified this bow, she just did that by looking it over. She did not use magic.
From what you saw, she did not use any magic, no.
Okay. I was wondering if I wanted to get someone to cast a proper identify on Casimir, even though I know what it's capable of, but if she... Nah. Then there's nothing for Dumka.
Okay.
I'm good.
Is there armor here, or is it just weapons? It's just weapons, right?
There's a small amount of armor. It doesn't look... There's definitely more specialized into weapons, but they do have a small amount of armor. Mainly metal armor, though. It's kind of... You don't really see any, like, leathers or hide or anything like that. It's majority... Jesus Christ, I cannot speak. Yes, majority metal armors. So more like your heavy stuff.
Alright.
That's it. What does Tremayne wear right now? Are you still in chainmail?
Yes. I'm trying to save up for that plate, but that's like we're talking like a couple thou.
Plate is like what, like 1,500?
Yeah, but I want to get it. I want to get like enchant plate. I'm gonna save up and just get a special plate. You know what I mean? I want to get that liquid stuff.
Right?
If we sell more stuff, and then we get our payment from Shashay, and then we see how much we want to put into the business, maybe we can get you plate. At least plate, and then get it enchanted later. Buy like Reksha.
Or get the liquid nudie armor.
I want Reksha to have
normal
nudie armor.
Normal plate is 1,500.
We both want liquid nudie armor.
Okay.
Well,
But we're gonna wait.
We'll have to wait and see if Derek is nice and puts it in a shop or in a loot hoard for that, because I don't know.
You can always get things commissioned too. Like
Yeah, commission some liquid nudie armor.
It's just I'm not smart enough to think of that to exist, so one of you has to think of it to exist to ask for it.
We'll give us time and we'll come up with it.
Give us time.
We'll be like, how can I prevent myself from getting stabbed while also having my ass out?
Are we good here? Do we want to go see if we can sell these gemstones off? Because I can probably find them.
Well, before you leave, she takes out 3 goblets because of Reksha and Tremayne are, it seems like, the ones that are making the transaction here. And she sets 2 in front of you two and 1 in front of her. It is customary to have a drink on a successful sale. And she pours herself a drink, then pours you two one. And she takes a drink of her wine.
I give Reksha a sideways glance.
So I mean, if you don't want it, you don't have to, but it's customary here.
I'll insight check her for Tremayne, but Reksha doesn't think she's...
Sure, make an insight check.
All these people are pouring drinks for us.
I rolled like low, so it's a 12.
I mean,
no, sorry, it's a 15. That's a 9, not a 6.
She seems like she's being straightforward with you. It looks like, I mean, it's not like a lot of wine. It's just like a small little like a 1 drink type thing.
Like a sip.
Yeah, Reksha will go and
she drinks it.
Yeah, Reksha will drink it.
I'll drink it.
Thank you.
You better not poison me, Derek. You troll.
You both need to make Constitution saving throws.
Damn it.
I'm just joking. Just joking. No, but yeah, you take this nice gulp of wine. It's not the best wine in the world, but it's not bad. But I'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. And as you all turn to leave, she picks up the sword and the bow and takes it into a back room. And you all are back on the streets of Nagadranas.
Is the kid still with us?
Yes.
Val?
He was actually, as you were like looking through the shop, he was actually also looking at some of the shorter weapons, like some of the daggers and short swords.
Oh shit.
But Didn't say anything, and walks back out with you.
We can make him a sword at home.
Well, out of character,
I
I'm like,
have
we're
2
just taking him back to our place eventually anyway, so we'll just outfit him when we're back home.
I can
Like, we're
literally,
adopting
like,
this kid, right? Like, we're taking him home.
He's
Right.
going to Cameron. He's not going to us.
damn, you can stay at my house. Very cozy here.
Well,
That's-
I thought maybe he would like to stay with Cameron because they are also Dragonborn.
Dragon, yeah.
But
But
it's up to him.
But that's still
We're-
home,
I
right?
can
That's
literally-
Port Zoon.
We're taking him to Port
Yeah,
Zoon.
it's Port Zoon.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I meant. But, like, we could give him a job at our place is what I'm saying.
Oh, I suppose if he wants.
I can literally custom make him a weapon
Yeah.
in like an hour.
You can literally look at a rock and be like, knife! And then
Right?
Not a
What's
knife.
What's that meme of like just the lady going like, and it's just a bunch of daggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Go gadget knife, bro.
Can I take these guys somewhere, like maybe just a more simple general goods exchange where maybe we can sell some precious stones?
Sure. You find your way to one of those shops. I don't have one of these prepared, but you find your way to one of a shop that specializes in gemstones, and you see this elven gentleman as you walk in. Yes, what can I do for you? Looking for any?
We have some gemstones that we do not really need anymore. They haven't been set into any jewelry. But I was wondering if perhaps I don't know if the shipments have come in from overseas or anything. We have a little bit of a selection. I wanted to know if you were buying.
Let me see them. I'm always in the market of buying unset stones.
Tremayne, I believe you have the bag.
Okay, yep, I have the bag.
Well, because you're the one that actually valued
Oh yeah,
them.
I was like, yeah, because that was when I still thought I was you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I pull
And
them out.
you wouldn't let me have them because you said you were me.
If I'm correct, these are the gems that.
And the
from
gems were 50
the-
gold pieces each.
Yeah, this is the gems that you got from the corrupted druid fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Takes this individual maybe 5 minutes to look over all 10 gems that are in the bag. I can do 30 gold per gem.
Oh. See, here's the
These
thing.
are already cut.
Yes, but then I have to set them into certain jewelry, and
Which
then
will
I also have to sell
mark
them.
up in price for a significant amount. The gems are worth 50 gold apiece.
that may be what they're worth, but I'm sorry, that is not what you're going to get.
Well, then at the very least, you should be able to do like 40 gold. I mean, that is still a 10 gold profit per gem on each stone, and that's not including your regular markup. We're not a regular customer, I know, but when is the next time? I mean, the next time a ship is going to come in is going to be, what? Depending on the weather. And they bring pearls, I suppose, but you have a lot of different stones here. Quite a selection. Not all
And you
of them
don't have to
common
go
in the
through
Mercer
any
Cup.
sort of customs process. They're already here, brought to you. They are cut. They are ready to be set into your jewelry.
I'm
It is
just
a
gonna,
one-time
while this
thing.
is happening, I just tap Val on the shoulder. I'm like, watch this. You're gonna learn something here.
Right, go ahead and make a persuasion check. You can have advantage if you would like. One of you.
Do it,
I'm
Dumka.
assuming Dumka.
I'm backing him up, and I'm like,
That's why you
I'm
get
saying
advantage.
stuff, and I'm doing the, you know, the where you press your hands into your biceps while I'm talking with him.
24.
This individual thinks to himself, looks over the gems, kind of like moves them around with his finger. Okay, I can do 40.
I know you could.
I think that's fair.
So do I. So 40 for each one. So you can add, what is that, 400 gold? Yeah, 400 gold.
Yeah. So if you want, that's
Reaching
a 4-way
100.
split.
Yeah,
Four-way split of 100.
I will add 100 gold to my thing.
Oh, it's 100 each?
Yeah, because 100 gold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to take a break for a minute.
His dad's voice is so deep.
So deep.
Yeah. So, what are you all doing? What did you all want to do now?
Dumka
After
probably
selling
will have
your
to get dragged
gems.
out of here because he's looking at all of the jewelry.
I mean,
and stuff.
there's very nice jewelry in here. Some nice rings, necklaces, earrings.
It's like it has been a while since I got a new. Like I still have room on this ear.
I mean, then treat yourself.
If I look at his prices, how much does it look like he marks up?
Compared to what you can get in Port Zoon, the prices here are a little bit more expensive. And you get the sense that's probably because this is a very big, like, tourist. Yeah, it's not Port Zoon. So the prices are a little bit more expensive here. They are nice work though. It's not like it's shoddy work and still priced up. It's quality work, but it is a little bit more expensive.
His love of coin, I think, is going to overpower his want for new shiny thing because he knows he can get more shiny thing at home.
Fair.
Definitely.
I'm not going to wear tourist jewelry.
That's also valid.
He says it he says that on the outside. He would never say that to this owner.
The owner didn't hear. He's too busy like looking through the bag, and like you see that he's trying to like map out what he wants to do with these gems and stuff like that. So, but
Right.
So,
What's our next thing?
So, the magic store. Well, we still have the dragon scales.
We have
the dragon scales.
And but we might be able to sell those at this like magic store thing that we're going to, since they're kind of like busted, and that they would probably be the ones to do
Right.
something since you can't make armor out of it.
We may
I'll
also
mess
be
with
able to
Riley.
sell them to Port Zoon if there are smiths that still want that anyway.
Yeah.
True, yeah, we can hold on to them.
Yeah, 'cause you can do more things with dragon scales than just make armor, which Reksha and Dumka would probably know. So
There's
even
do you
damaged
wanna-
ones.
Do you
Sorry.
want to do magic shop or identify the potions actually?
Identify the potion, maybe? So
Dumka, make a history check for me real fast.
Oh. Uh-oh. Intelligence. But he rolled a
Oh, right.
16, so it's a
Oh.
14.
In your memory, the last time it's been a while, but the last time you were at Falco's Wondrous Arcana, they actually offered an identification service.
That's right.
Hold on, wait. And he goes into his book and he flips way back and he's like,
We needed to get something identified, and I remember that we went to Falco's for it. So actually, we could probably do two birds with one stone and just go to the same shop.
let's do it.
Alright.
Lead the way.
Looks back in his book. I did not write where it was.
Good thing Resor did tell you.
Resor did say. I wasn't really listening.
but one of you can lead.
You enter. You walk up to a building. Again, most of these buildings are single story, at least in this like area, because a lot of these stores aren't too far away from each other, and there are a lot of them are single story. And this also still has the different color tiled roof, stone building. But this is a smooth wooden door that looks really well crafted. The windows in the front of the building have little like knacks in the windowsill to make it look interesting and probably draw more attention to it. But as you stepped in, it's almost like this is like a jumbled store of just random things. Place. You see over in one corner just a random quiver of crossbow bolts. You see a cloak hanging from like a coat rack. You see a whole bunch of different potions across the walls, and you also see a trident hanging from a weapon stand. But it just seems like this is just like a whole just jumble of whatever this person can get their hands on goes into their store, basically. But as you walk in, a young male halfling walks out from behind their back room area and sees as new people enter. Ah, hello, new customers. What can I get to you today?
Well, we have stuff.
We have quite an assortment of things.
We may need some things identified.
Oh, I can definitely do that. It's not very difficult to do. Is there anything else, or is that the only services you would need of me today?
After the identification, we may want to browse a bit. I've always loved
of course. Thank you. Unfortunately, we don't have as much stuff as I would like in the shop today, but we get things in and out all the time. So if you don't find something you like here today, you can always come back in a week's time, and there will be tons of different things on the shelves. But sure, just come here. He walks over to a counter, kind of like steps up on a step stool behind it. Just set whatever you want to identify on my counter, and it will be 50 gold per identification.
All of us just went.
Half of what we just made from the jab.
I said that I had been here before. I said that I really like the shop. Has it always been 50 gold per identification?
It has. It hasn't always been 50 gold. It in price volume kind of inflation, it kind of went up, but that is what the price is now. I am sorry for the misunderstanding.
That is okay. Could we look around first then, and maybe?
Oh, of course. Be my guest.
Because we want to make sure that we have enough quiet.
Of course.
Low key.
If you have any questions about anything on the shelves, just let me know, and I will explain what they do.
Raph, what were you saying?
I said low key. If I just got a pearl worth 100 gold pieces, I could just do it myself, and then we would save a lot more money.
You just came from a jewelry shop.
Yeah, why didn't you say something?
I
didn't know. It's not a normal. It's a special thing, right?
Well, I mean,
it's component. And it doesn't consume
Well,
yeah,
it.
but it's a special domain spell for him, I think.
Yeah, it's a domain spell.
We can retcon if you want to say that you wanted to get a pearl
I would
worth.
like to do that. Yeah.
Sure.
I'll put in 25 towards that. If we each put in 25, then we can evenly get maximized use out of this.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, we literally
we all
just-
need
yeah.
this.
Yeah, we all need this.
So instead of
just realized.
No, you're
yeah,
good.
we can retcon it, and you want with the money that you all made from the gems. So
Yeah.
Well, actually, you can identify?
Shrubs.
Well, I guess we can just go shopping as we go into the shop. Ding!
welcome to my store.
Hell yeah!
I would like to look around.
Be my guest. If you find anything you need to know what they
You
do,
said
just
there
let me
was
know.
You said there was a coat?
There's a cloak.
I'll look at that.
There's a cloak hanging on a coat rack.
I'll look at that.
And as the individual, the halfling male, walks up to you and says, "Oh yes, this is a very nice cloak. I actually bought it off of a traveling adventurer that didn't need it anymore, and it is very useful for I'm assuming you're adventurers, but just by looking at you, I peg you for adventurers, correct?
Yes. Sort of,
I think
guess.
this cloak would be very useful.
All right.
It is a cloak of protection.
Oh shit!
Very nice.
What's
Just for a simple 1,000 gold, it could be yours.
I think that we're gonna probably be trying to do a lot of bargaining, but it is pretty late.
Yeah, I have a meeting in the
We can stop here right when we like at the entrance of the
let's
shop
do
if you would
that.
like.
Cause then you have time to make a list of everything that's possible to buy.
I already have that list.
We can look through the list and we can talk about it in between games since it is late.
Yeah. Let's
All
do
right.
that.
Well, we will go ahead and end for the night there then.
All right.
As they entered Falco's wondrous arcana.
Sounds good.
But hopefully everybody enjoyed money.
Yeah.
As our players are back in Nicodranus. So, but don't forget to add your proficiency bonus, and we will see you next time.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.